Are ya ready, kids? Well, I sure hope so, because ready or not, we're playing some SpongeBob. Basically, I was in the mood to produce some content, but I was not particularly in the mood to produce high-quality, effortful content. So here we are, with SpongeBob SquarePants, the Cosmic Shake. Just gonna start a new game here, and we'll see how this goes. This is a...
I'm ready! I'm ready! I'm ready! I forgot something! Now I'm really ready! Woo! I'm so excited to go to Glove World! I better meet up with Patrick.
So this is obviously a bit of a throwback to the good old days when I was a SpongeBob Let's Player, getting hundreds of thousands of views for the garbage content that I put out on a regular basis.
Sense you're being controlled by a higher power? Or like some kid?
And still to this day, if you go to my channel and sort by most viewed, you will find Let's Play SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Part 1. Which that is not a very good video. I don't recommend watching that video. I do, however, recommend playing SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. That's a great game. And this game here, SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake. This is, I feel like, the third time that I've been told about the release of a new SpongeBob game. Hey, this is the proper spiritual successor to Battle for Bikini Bottom. First it was Truth or Square, then it was Plankton's Robotic Revenge, and now it's this. Truth or Square was, like, okay. It was nothing special. Plankton's Robotic Revenge was a bad video game, which people should not play.
I'm glad to see you and Spot doing something for the environment.
I don't know who Spot is. Maybe this is something you would know if you had watched modern SpongeBob. Hey, look, it's the thing, like, from the SpongeBob. The SpongeBob.
No, not you. Not today. This day will be about relaxation and inspiration. I am not to be disturbed on my precious day off. I will spend it with the love of my life. Myself. And my art, of course.
Sounds fun. Can I have...
For this, I need you to get something very important for me. Go away.
Now, this game I've heard more positive things about. At the very least, it's got good Steam reviews. It's on Steam, it's got reviews. They're positive for the most part.
I wouldn't bother going that way if I were you, SpongeBob. Big traffic jam blocking the road up ahead.
What? Then how is everyone enjoying food at the Krusty Krab?
They aren't. See for yourself.
I'm stuck here with the owners of rivaling restaurants, the Chum Bucket and Krusty Krab.
Seems like a perfect opportunity to start a documentary about Bikini Bottom's best restaurant.
Good idea. A movie about how delicious the Chum Bucket is would rake in millions.
Hey, you know I meant the Krusty Krab. Nobody goes to the Chum Bucket unless it's asked for directions away from it.
Anyway, officials are still investigating.
I like how playing this in ultra-wide, it stretches out this TV border to also be ultra-wide, and then it gets... the actual 3D rendering gets cut off at the edges there. I don't know why I'm playing in ultra-wide. My original thought was, like, I would have a face cam or something with a fancy green screen, but then I was like, oh, I'll have to, like, buy a green screen. And then, even worse, I'll have to set up a green screen. All just so people can see my stupid face while I play this stupid game that no one wants to watch me play anyway. So I didn't do that. I spent a long time looking at green screens instead of doing anything productive with my life. But I ultimately decided not to do that. What was I saying? Oh yes, so this game. Is this game going to be good or not? Well, points in its favor. It's a licensed Nickelodeon game that is not published by Game Mill. I don't know how Game Mill continues to exist as a company, except, you know, insofar as stupid kids will buy whatever licensed garbage has Nickelodeon IPs attached to it.
Howdy, SpongeBob! You're up earlier than an insomniac rooster.
Ooh, am I finally gonna get the ability to attack? That's been annoying me. I keep pressing what would be the attack button in Battle for Bikini Bottom.
On that one, Sandy. Patrick and I are about to have the best day ever at Glove World. Do you want to come?
Thanks, but you ain't putting no glove on this squirrel. I'd rather seek the thrill of toning exercises and rubber duckies. But if you got a little time to spare, I could use your help hauling out some old junk from my yard.
Anything for you, Sandy. I'm ready to haul. Y'all.
Nah. Clean up. Okay. Am I gonna get an additional button I'm allowed to press? Oh, here we go. X. This is a PlayStation controller, so that's not quite accurate.
Did these tinkies get bigger?
Oh, that was a very loud award notification thing. Anyway, yeah, Game Mill Entertainment. I don't understand. See, I understand how the company exists and how they keep pumping out garbage. What I don't understand is, like, how that new Avatar game
For your help, and
came to exist. The Avatar The Last Airbender game that's published by Game Mill. Because, like, see, I understand making garbage licensed games for kids, but, like, do the kids these days actually still care about Avatar The Last Airbender? I mean, I guess I haven't really
My beloved Bikini
looked,
Bottom, the most
watched Nickelodeon at all. Like, maybe they're still running Avatar reruns all the time, and the kids love Avatar.
adventure.
But to me, it seems like the audience for an Avatar The Last Airbender game is, like, people roughly my age who watched Avatar as kids, or even watched it as adults, and trying to you know, cash in on that nostalgia. And so it's like,
Look, Patrick. Cool kids.
they aren't going, we're not going to buy a garbage game. And that new Avatar game, again, judging by the Steam reviews and
Things.
actual reviews and the reputation of Game Mill Entertainment,
Who cares?
is a garbage video game.
Still not cool.
So, this being published by THQ, you know,
Can I have
insofar as modern THQ has anything to do,
Magic and mystery. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Madame Cassandra, purveyor of long-lost treasures of the Seven Seas, for those on a budget. Magic bubbled soap. Breathe life into your dreams. They say with this unique bubble maker thingy, you can become whoever you want to be. Receive whatever you want to have. Just bubble your wish into the heavens. Not that it ever worked for me.
Ooh.
1 hour later.
I wish. No. I wish. No.
is a very, I was going to say very, mildly familiar plot, starting with wishes,
My very best
like Battle for
friend
Bikini
loves
Bottom.
balloons. I wish for Patrick to have the biggest, ballooniest adventure of his life.
Ballooniest, that's a good word. I like that word.
Is it too much to ask for just one day of peace and quiet? How am I supposed to paint my newest masterpiece with you two clowns constantly giggling in my ears?
I wish that Squidward will finally be appreciated for his art.
What are you two
Wow,
up to?
that's nice of him.
For it, I wish for the whole world to see how amazing Sandy is.
Thanks, SpongeBob! Nifty bubble!
3 hours later.
Laughs overconfidently.
SpongeBob, what does it mean when it says, only those of innocent heart may harness the power of the
There's some dramatic lighting here.
It means I was destined
Power of Unreal Engine, I suppose.
It also says, property of King Neptune, not for use by mortals, use sparingly and with caution.
This is dramatic. Oh, that was a weird transition. Getting some weird, like, screen flicker on these transitions, too. Okay, what was I saying before? I was rudely interrupted by this video game I'm trying to play.
Oh no, Patrick! What have we done?
Oh yeah, THQ. Like, obviously back in the day, THQ was the company, and by back in the day, I mean back in, like, the PS2 day.
Yes,
THQ was known as the company that would, like, make actually good licensed games, like Battle for Bikini Bottom. I don't know, like, off the top of my head, the history of THQ as a company, and, like, to what extent the THQ of today is at all related to the THQ of back then. But, at the very least, the name THQ,
we need to call our friends and make sure they're all right.
says quality to me more than the name Game Mill Entertainment. Game Mill. It's just like the name. Like, how do you name your company that? I guess, you know, it's... If you're willing to make and publish
Squidward is such an even
big rigs over-the-road racing,
My rock!
maybe it makes sense to you to name your company Game Mill.
All that's left are my... Oh no! My giant sticky notes are gone too! Now how am I going to remind myself to buy more giant sticky notes?
Don't worry, Patrick. I'm sure those sticky notes are around here somewhere. Or there. Or over there.
Whoops. Okay, off to a great start there. Yep, how to ground pound. It's gonna be B. The B button. Okay, you can't skip these. So that's the publisher, THQ. And then the developer
Ouch. Looks pretty broken.
is Purple Lamp Studios, or whatever they're called. And they're the ones who made the... I feel like I should be able to go into these doors, because you could go into these buildings in Battle for Bikini Bottom. Oh. Huh. Okay, I'm guessing you need some more power. I thought it was, like, slowly cracking apart or something, but I guess you just... Yeah, that's just the effect that you always get when you ground pound, so I feel I need a more powerful ability there.
Wait a minute. Maybe all this craziness is from one of Sandy's experiments gone wrong. I bet it's all her fault.
I don't think so, Patrick. Sandy's experiments always leave the smell of acorns in the air. All I smell around here is sponge breath and bubble soap.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
Oh, nope, it just... it's just suddenly become a button. It wasn't a button before, that's interesting. Anyway, Purple Lamp made the Battle for Bikini Bottom remake, Rehydrated, whatever it's called. And that was an excellent, albeit, you know, faithful to a fault remake. You're like, ooh, camera doesn't like this corner. You know, like, it was a very faithful remake of Battle for Bikini Bottom, and Battle for Bikini Bottom was, in my opinion, a great video game. So, the remake was a great video game. But then you look at the parts that actually were original in Rehydrated, and that's specifically the, like, multiplayer Robot Squidward parts. The parts that would have actually have been made by Purple Lamp, and that was not very fun. I'm not gonna call it, like, outright garbage, because it was at least, like, I guess competently made. Ooh, gliding. I do like me a good glide mechanic, so hopefully this is a good glide mechanic. Let's find out. Ooh, I don't know if this is a good glide mechanic. Something about it feels a little off to me. I couldn't quite, you know, explain precisely what feels off about that. Yeah, it reminds me of the swinging in Rehydrated. Like, it's been a while since I played Rehydrated. I haven't, like, replayed it or anything since I did that Let's Play.
Who will help them unburden their wallets? I need to...
But I seem to remember the swinging in Rehydrated was, like, bad. Which is weird, because the swinging in the original game was good. So, again,
I'm too smart to end
like, Purple Lamp did a really good job taking Battle for Bikini Bottom and, you know, remaking it in a modern art style and all that good stuff. Like, it was an amazing looking game. It sounded great, all that good stuff. And it was, again, very faithful. But I feel like every original contribution they made to that remake, in terms of gameplay, was not very good.
And our poor little spot is missing. You could have at least involved me. That's like, you know, my thing.
Correct.
Oh no! Sorry, Plankton. We'll make things right again.
You have to fix this before someone besides me can take advantage of this chaos.
Correct.
Why are you repeating yourself? Is your hard drive skipping again?
Correct.
Yoo-hoo! Over here, my little blunders.
And so that makes me less hopeful about this game being good. But again, it got good reviews. And, or at least, you know, decent reviews. So, you know, I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm not usually one to, like, look at game reviews and just, you know, decide not to play a game based on them. You know, obviously sometimes if, like, I'm on the fence about a game. But more often I'm inclined to just, you know, try it out. Try out the game myself. Come to my own judgments.
Too much of your magic bubble soap and destroyed Bikini Bottom, and now all of our friends are gone, and there's jelly everywhere, and well, I miss my Care Bear.
Oh, this is just too perfect. That's not just any jelly, SpongeBob. It's cosmic jelly, the glue of reality. Your bubble stravaganza must have blown holes through the universe, squeezing the jelly out and sucking your friends into new and strange worlds.
That was gonna be my first guess.
You have to bring me as much of it as you can gather so I can study it and, help reverse the mess you've created. After all, I'm at least partially responsible, giving you such a powerful potion by accident.
Makes sense to me.
No questions here.
Excellent. Now jump into the portals that opened up all over town. I can use some of the jelly to tailor cosmic
costumes
for you. Each
Steam was trying to sell me the, like, premium costume bundle.
we can pass. Are you ready?
Aye, Captain.
Let's save Bikini Bottom from the
I didn't particularly want to spend $10 on, like, 7 costumes or whatever it is, but ooh, that's a pretty good costume. Sinister laugh.
Find the portal that suits your costume. Once you have located your friends, you can use the magic bubble wand to return them home.
How to costume shop. Use the shop to equip and purchase SpongeBob's costumes. Unlock costumes by applying the story, collecting doubloons, and completing side quests. Use Cosmic Jelly to purchase costumes. Access the shop in the pause menu. Okay. That last part is really the only part I needed to hear.
I wonder if there's a name for something like that.
Oh, hello.
The Krusty Krab.
Good idea. So, you know, it raises an interesting question, right?
the other side of this portal. Come on, Patrick. We have to rescue them. It's our friendship duty.
Which is the perennial question: was Battle for Bikini Bottom actually a? Oh, you have to hold the button quite a long time. What's up with that? Ooh, this transition. So these scene transitions are just particularly janky. Something about them. But yeah, was Battle for Bikini Bottom actually a good video game? Or even does it hold up to today? You know, factoring in the existence of Rehydrated. And oh, I'm just going. Ooh. No controller inputs here. We're just going. This, man, I mean, that was pretty basic, right? You just went forward automatically and you could, like, go left and right. It still didn't control that great.
Oh, sorry, partner. I'm looking for my...
Like, honestly, the,
About yay high, red, likes money.
you know, the running around and jumping and stuff isn't... falling into the southern accent. Isn't too bad. You know, that's really what you want out of a platform game is the running around. Good. Which, like, you know, it's... Ooh. This is what happens when you do a full circle on the analog stick. You see, it's not the most, like, responsive, fluid feeling game in the world. I mean, whatever. This isn't meant to be our critique. Oh. There's no animation on
She says bringing her jelly will help get our...
defeating those jellyfish. I mean, I don't know what standards I should be if I am going to be spending this whole time critiquing this game. Like, what standards am I critiquing it by? Is it like, oh, does this lead somewhere? This looks like a, you know, challenge, jump across the tikis kind of thing, which I'm not doing super successfully. But there's nothing out here. Seemingly. Okay. That's weird. My point being, this game sells for $40. It's like a... not a full price game, but it's... just that glide. Man. You fall too quickly, I guess, is my biggest problem with it. It's like, I feel like if it's gonna fall that quickly, you should get a little extra height out of it, and then you don't, just that, like, explosion effect when you kill the jellyfish.
So cute.
See, those are things that Battle for Bikini Bottom did well. Like, it had good, you know, you hit an enemy and it gets knocked back and explodes. You know, the jumping felt good. It had, like, good sound effects attached to it. Even things just like the swinging. That's the thing I keep harping on about.
It's just very, very
With-
far away.
With the remake, is that the swinging was somehow bad.
It's Mrs. Puff. If anyone knows where Mr. Krabs is, it's her.
This is a very disconnected rambling that I'm partaking in here.
She doesn't know us here, even though she knows us back home. Here we have to get to know her first. Just
But
like we got to know her the first time she got to know us back home, you know?
if you did watch my Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated Let's Play thing, which I feel like if you're watching this, you're probably in the demographic that watched that. You're in that cohort of people who found my channel from the SpongeBob videos back in the day. That's my guess as to your demographic as someone watching this video. But hey, maybe you're not. Maybe you just maybe YouTube just recommended this to you. I've noticed YouTube doing that a lot more lately, which is just recommending random videos with, like, hardly any views on the front page to me. Which I guess that's mostly a good thing. Ow. It hurts you from behind. That's weird. Yeah, I feel like that's probably a good thing. 'Cause I feel like that's been my biggest frustration with YouTube, is like,
What's luggage doing in the middle of the desert?
I think it dropped from Mrs. Puff's carriage.
oh, this luggage. I see. I thought it would be like interactive or something. It's just sitting there.
Look,
It's decorative.
luggage. How do we get across?
I think that's a butt.
A butt. I think that's a butt. RB. Oop. Oh, I assumed that had, like, very generous lock on, and it's not that I just happened to, like, hit it perfectly on my first try.
I feel like I've had several near-death experiences on this ranch before.
Yeah, that seems to have pretty generous lock on it, which is good. I remember Battle for Bikini Bottom
What's she doing?
had the, like, the throw fruit, and whenever you had to stack the throw fruit,
Strangers, you came here by foot? That's awfully dangerous. You could dry out in a heartbeat. I get puffy just thinking about it.
I get puffy after eating stale food.
Hi, my name's SpongeBob, and this balloon is Patrick. We're looking for our friend, Mr. Krabs, but he might not be called Mr. Krabs. He could be traveling under a different name.
Oh, like Jeremy.
Or Petunia.
Or Captain Claus.
Or Ronaldo.
A crab without a name, huh? Try Manta Fe. It's where everyone without something ends up.
Could you give us a ride there?
This is a riding school, not a taxi service. However, if you take my test, you can get there yourself with your own riding license.
My very own license!
Whenever you're ready, meet me by the seahorse. We'll see if you can stay on it all the way to Manta Fe.
And Battle for Bikini Bottom did not have very aggressive, not aggressive enough lock on those throw fruit segments.
Sounds like an adventure within our adventure.
But anyway, that's always been my frustration with YouTube, as someone who is not prolific, right? Like if I was someone who was releasing videos on a regular basis, and you know, you sort of get that expectation. Well, you know, you end up with genuine followers, right? Like with Linus Tech Tips, just as an example. You know, they upload, well, less frequently these days, but generally like every single day. And so, you know, they end up with a cohort of subscribers who've come to, ooh, is that a golden spatula? Like in the good video game, it's the golden spatula. SpongeBob Holmes pants. What? Is it tracking somewhere that I got that golden spatula? I don't know. Okay. Nope. I got an achievement progress for smacking that guy. That's interesting. But anyway, as someone who is not prolific, as someone who is lucky to upload to YouTube, you know, once a year, if I can pull it off, you know, that's the most frustrating thing, is uploading like a good video and then YouTube just not showing it to people, not recommending it to people. And you end up waiting like weeks or months even.
Ready, set,
oh, here we go. Yeah, see, just like the way it moves left and right, it doesn't feel right. How to seahorse boost. Okay, got it. X button. I feel like there's a better way to present that information than that, like, unskippable still image.
well done, SpongeBob. You
Oh, hello.
5.7 points.
Did that hurt me? I guess that hurt me. I'm missing a burger.
Phew, that was a close one. Keep on smashing.
Anyway, I've done this rant before. Things are better now after making, you know, 3 Pokemon videos in a row. I feel like the last one, the Crystal video, it like did well.
Red usually means stop.
What? Was that just the end? I guess that was just the end.
You have 6 points out of 7.
Only 1 point away from passing! Yay!
Oh no, that's not necessary. I didn't know you had fun. Fun is worth an extra point. Here's your license.
Thanks, partner! A license! Yeehaw!
SpongeBob!
Hey! Hold your horses!
I don't think she can.
This license only allows me to ride seahorses and seahorse-like animals, with the exception of... this doesn't say anything about boatmobiles. Well, once boatmobiles have been invented, I'll just have to take the test again.
Okay, I presume we're going up here.
Yeehaw! We made it.
Looks like it.
My floating friend.
My butt is killing me from all that riding you had to do.
It's Sandy! I mean, it's the sheriff!
That texture, that like material that they're using for Sandy's fur,
Oh, don't bite.
I feel like is not meant to be looked at that close up.
He's got big, beautiful eye stalks and tiny little legs.
I'm off duty for the dole, sweetie, but hey,
Or,
if you can
I
take
don't know, maybe just at all.
look into your case.
It does. It looks like
Partner and make sure it zips straight. We're gonna have ourselves a nice little cactus soda showdown.
it looks like plastic. You know, it looks like an amiibo,
You're going down faster than a baby at
like a plastic model that's like imitating the appearance of fur. I don't know. Oh, whoops! I accidentally skipped whatever that was.
Salute!
Oh, am I? Is this like a?
Cheers!
Am I supposed? Oh, X. Yeah, I always get screwed up with Xbox button prompts. It's they're my biggest weakness. I kept pressing Nintendo X there, but this is a Windows game, isn't it? I will always, if there's ever an option, I will like go out of my way to install a mod if I have to get a PlayStation button prompts in games. Oh, which makes me worried now. That's the annoying thing about Game Pass games, is so many Game Pass games don't have, well, there's a lot of things that annoys me about Game Pass. I'm going on so many hard to follow rants here. I should finish my rants before starting new ones. What was I talking about? The Crystal video did well. People liked the Crystal video. But moreover, there wasn't like that period of, you know, several weeks after releasing the video
Don't you worry, Sheriff.
where like YouTube just doesn't show it to anyone. That didn't happen. You know, I started it with the YouTube premiere. A decent number of people watched the premiere. And then like within the first day, I forget the exact numbers, but it did pretty well.
Hey, cutie pie. Care for a tune about the red-handed...
The red-handed bandit? Do tell!
Oh, the cactus juice in Manifay made every day feel sunny, till an outlaw came a-riding through to make a little money. That vile, twisted, tight-fisted, red-handed bandit, he robbed us of our juice and left our barrels dry. That vile, twisted, tight-fisted, money-grubbing, land-loving, red-handed bandit.
This red-handed bandit sounds like one bad dude.
Don't worry, lady. We'll find more cactus juice and bring it back to Manta Fe.
Anyway, I'm a little worried now that all people want out of me is more Pokemon content. I'm becoming a Poketuber. Which, you know, that's not the worst fate in the world.
Hey, that was my hiding barrel.
But you know, whatever. I'm just gonna keep producing content that I want to exist in the world when I have the motivation to, which is not that often. I do have plans. Oh, Jesus. I do have plans for what I want to, like, work on next. You know, obviously I put a lot of effort into the Crystal video, and so I do kind of want to milk that a bit. You know, like I did with Red, where I did a second tournament. I want to see if I can get some more content out of that code and out of the, like, knowledge that I've acquired about Pokemon Crystal.
Green, juicy, and thorny. Like a cucumber that hurts your mouth when you eat it.
Don't worry, Patrick. We'll be out of here as soon as we find more cactus juice.
Uh-oh. Looks like it wants to duel.
I feel like this game has just been like random thing after random thing happening, and it's like there is a continuity between them. Oh, what am I supposed to be doing something? Oh, I guess just okay. So I bubble it to stun it. And then I pop it and I hit it to actually kill it.
Maybe that
I might not even have to bubble it.
can point us in the right direction. Howdy, sir. I'm SpongeBob SquarePants. Have we met before?
Hey, cowboy. Sorry, you don't ring any bells. But I couldn't help but overhear you talking about entering the cactus beverage business. That demands a strong spine. I suggest hiring a consultant to guide you. For a wee share of, 70%? I'll tell you where to find the cacti with the most refreshing sap. Folks pay insane amounts of money for them. Since the shortage.
70%? That sounds a bit fishy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say 70? I meant, 80, of course.
Now we're talking.
Just keep going till you reach them Cactine Hills. And don't ye scam your hard-working consultant. I'm only taking 90% of the business.
Come on, Patrick. Let's find those thorny cucumbers.
The Battle for Bikini Bottom, I feel like, didn't really try to have much of a story. Like, it had a story. It was like the overarching story of the robots, and then like each level kind of had its own little thing that you're trying to do. But you know, it didn't like really, I definitely can't get over there with my wimpy glide. At least I don't think so. I guess I'll try. Yeah, no, not even close. Not even halfway. Even from like there, I don't think you would make it. But I feel like Battle for Bikini Bottom didn't like try to tell a story as much as this. Oh, jeez. As much as this game is seemingly trying to. I mean, it doesn't help, of course, that I'm talking over like half the dialogue, but I don't think I'm really missing out on much here.
Wow,
Oh,
that's a big slingshot.
thought maybe I'd make that. If I was reading some like game design Twitter thing where someone was like, you should either make your jumps like so obviously yes you can make this, or like so obviously no you can't. I feel like this game, this is locked. It is sponge locked. That's interesting. Oh, hello. Stop. Oh, you know, so obviously wide that oh, I see. So that bubble icon is just like the targeting reticle. I was wondering why those enemies earlier had a bubble icon over their head. That's not immediately obvious, but I guess it is kind of obvious in retrospect. Anyway, all that to say, I think Battle for Bikini Bottom was better off for it not trying to like tell a story. I'm also getting all these different types of collectibles and I don't really know what they're for.
Hey, there's a bounty on the Red Hand. Have you seen that blasted outlaw?
No.
But that bandit.
Focus, Patrick.
And then the notification sound just happens so often. Gonna go smacking random people, hope I get more achievements. Or
Juice. I'll have to find a new job.
okay, anyway, I appear to have a quest marker on the screen, so I'm not trying to like play this game. I was looking at how long to beat. It's like 7 hours for main story. I'm not going for main story plus extras here, let me tell you. If I mean, I'll see how long I end up playing this for.
Enjoy.
This seems pretty dangerous, SpongeBob.
Maybe there's a seahorse.
It has already been 40 minutes. looking at my capture window here. Which I will say it does... Oh, I have to have a dash thing. Which it doesn't feel like. I mean, again, I'm just thinking back to those old days with the Battle for Bikini Bottom Let's Plays and even the Truth or Square Let's Play. Back when I still had the like 10-minute, but actually like 11-minute time limit for YouTube videos.
Funny meeting you here.
And so Let's Plays would just have like ridiculous... Even for a relatively short game like Battle for Bikini Bottom, that game's like 10 hours long. And it ends up having like an 80 segment Let's Play. Because you just gotta like divide it up into these 10-minute chunks.
Juicy cactus gold awaits us.
Whereas now, if I wanted to, I could just like stay up until 2 a.m. and just keep recording until I finished this video game. I don't think I'm going to do that. But you know what? It's technically a thing that I could do. And of course now we have these like... I guess long video games are not a new innovation, but... You know, you end up with like 70-hour video games, where it's like even with hour-long Let's Play segments, you still have like a 70 segment. What am I doing? I'm holding the Y button. It would appear. I've collected juice from the cactus. Okay, I'm sure someone told me that that's what I was doing. Collect more cactus juice. It's the quenchiest.
I'm feeling better already.
What was I talking about? I was talking about what I was going to work on next after having finally published that crystal video. Now, I feel like some people are under the mistaken impression that, like... Okay, so here, what is true is that I started working on Crystal, I think actually the day I published the Red Redux video. And so it was over a year between when I first started working on the Crystal video and when I actually published it on YouTube. And so I feel like some people get the mistaken impression that there's like more effort, that I'm like actively working that entire time. Which... No. I am much lazier than that. Oh, really? It hurts you even after it does the attack. Ah, man, that's just a very unsatisfying sequence there between that jellyfish attacking, me attacking it. Anyway, what was I rambling about? Yeah, I feel like some people... I mean, maybe I'm wrong about my impression of their impression, but I feel like some people are under the mistaken impression that I'm like working full-time for over a year to make these Pokemon videos. No, they're a lot of effort, but they're not that much effort. I'm just very lazy, and I very often do not have the motivation to work on things, and so, you know, I will go like months at a time without touching this project. Anyway, all that to say, after publishing the Crystal video, where am I going? I did not... Am I going this way? That's where the, like, Orbeez are. And I'm trying to get up there, so yeah, I guess I'm going this way. See, what is this glide? It's, like, not high enough to even reach the things. Anyway. I resolved to myself that I was, like, not going to start on another project right after releasing the Crystal video.
In the city. It just seems that way.
Because it's not good for, like, my mental health to be, like, to be constantly in a state of procrastinating, to like have a thing that I'm working on but then just never having the motivation to work on it, I would just like end up in these funks, I guess, where it's like, you know, I sit down after work, it's like, okay, what do I want to do today? Well, I should probably work on my video, but I don't want to work on my video, so I'm not going to work on the video. Well, if I'm not going to work on the video, I should play a video game. But if I'm playing a video game, that's technically procrastinating on my video, and that's bad. So I shouldn't do that either. See, that's the key. That's where things go wrong, is when that either sneaks in there, and I just end up doing nothing. I don't work on my video because I don't want to. I don't have the motivation to. But then I don't do like actually entertaining fun things because that's procrastinating and that's bad. So I just do nothing, and that's worse. That's just straight up worse. So yeah, after getting the crystal video out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go at least like a few months without a project that I'm like officially working on. Oh, bubble an enemy that hasn't detected SpongeBob yet. That's an interesting achievement.
Come on! We got back to that guy who looks kind of familiar.
And you know, that's been okay. I've been like playing video games, I guess, more probably. Oh. Wait, can you not re-up the glide if you... I should be able to. Oh, maybe the like timer expired. The glide does have a timer on it.
You got a knack for reaching them cacti. Just drop the juice in this here bag.
I was collecting juice for the familiar looking stranger. That's the important bit of context that I probably should have paid attention to.
Follow that trail, my little saps.
Okay, ultimately this story is not particularly important to anything. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. I'm currently in the state of not officially working on anything. And we're also in, man, just a really good time for video games. This was a pretty good year in terms of good video games coming out. And you know what? They're not done yet. Just like, whoa. That was weird. I feel like usually when the seahorse kicks you off, it's because you like hit something at the end of the course or something. Whatever. I don't care. Good video games. Why can't I list any of them? Tears of the Kingdom was a good video game. I made the mistake of... Because see, at Breath of the Wild, I kind of regretted that I like didn't do as many side quests, that I like didn't get as many Korok seeds, and I like got to the end of the game. I defeated Ganon, you know, the big main story quest, after having gotten all the shrines, but like, you know, not like all the side quests necessarily.
Mister, take a shot at beating your...
This is not a functional button. I'm guessing I have to unlock a thing first. Yeah, so like at the end of Breath of the Wild, I was like, I should probably do more quests. But it's like, well, having already beaten the main story, I have no real motivation to go back and do anything else in that video game. And, you know, they did eventually release the DLC, but... yeah, I never really got back into Breath of the Wild. You know, not that I didn't have a good time with it or anything. I put like... Oh, I don't remember exactly what my playtime was for Breath of the Wild. It was like close to 100 hours, probably. Anyway. When Tears of the Kingdom came out, I will say I overcorrected. And I was like, I'm going to do every quest that I get. I'm going to collect every Korok seed that I see. You know, I'm not like going out of my way to hunt for these things. And it's like, that was fun. I enjoyed that. But then I was like, well, I should probably also get every bubble frog, meaning find every cave. And oh man, I'm trying to think back to Breath of the Wild, because it's been a while since I played Breath of the Wild. But I feel like in Breath of the Wild you usually got outfits from shrines, and I further feel like there was the expectation, if you're like, you know, going off how long to beat terms, if you are playing Breath of the Wild for main story plus extras, if that's your objective, that you're gonna end up doing every shrine. You know, the game obviously doesn't require or necessarily expect you to do every shrine, but I feel like that's a reasonable thing to do. And so, all that to say, if you play Breath of the Wild, you do every shrine, you're gonna end up with every costume. All the outfits. You know, the complete sets of the outfits. That's the key thing. Is like, if there's a particular outfit set... Okay, yeah. I missed the cycle on that thing, so I wanted to see if he had more to say, but then he didn't. Let me up. You would end up with each outfit set. Including the best outfit, the climbing gear. That's what I would just wear all the time, forever. So Tears of the Kingdom, because they put outfits in caves instead, it's like, well, if you want to get all the outfits, or, you know, even more to the point, if you want to complete your outfit set that you're working on, that you want, like the climbing gear, without looking things up, you have to find every cave. Or at least you have to, you know, go in every cave. I guess you don't technically have to go in the caves, because the caves, you know, if they have outfits, they have like the special signpost thing out front. But anyway, my point being, you need to hunt down caves. And the game rewards you for that up to a point, and then it stops rewarding you for it. Which is like kind of what it does with Korok seeds as well, right? Like, you get inventory upgrades, but then, like, you can max out bullworms. Ooh, fun.
Maybe we should
I hope we get to actually see a bullworm. That'd be a fun video game thing to do.
Who knew the desert was such a hazardous...
Oh, ooh, scary. Anyway, all that to say, I collected all the bubble frogs. And you reach a point in the game where it stops rewarding you for that. Pretty early on. Pretty relatively, I would say, early on. Compared to, you know, the equivalent point for Korok seeds. Like, the idea behind the Korok seeds is you're not meant to collect all the Korok seeds. Like, there's 1,000 Korok seeds in the world because... Well, I was not looking where I was going. You know, the idea is wherever you look, there's a Korok. It's not because you're meant to find all the Korok seeds. And I feel like they had a similar idea with the caves. But then the problem is the caves, like, have things in them. Like, for one thing, they have, like, they're, like, fun to explore, I think. They're kind of fun to find. And they have outfits in the caves. But the game doesn't do a good enough job of giving you the tools to find the caves. You know, it's the same with the Korok seeds. Like, it doesn't really give you a good way to find all of the Korok seeds, short of, you know, putting on the Korok mask and doing, like, a grid search of the entire map. The caves, it's... I mean, I've never tried to find all the Korok seeds, because that's a ridiculous thing to do. I've never, like, hunted down Korok seeds the way I have hunted down caves. But what you pretty much do is you set your sensor to bubble frogs. And you do a grid search of the entire map. Now, you can, like, talk to Kilton. Or whatever his name is.
Be a shame if you screwed up.
And he will point you in the direction of a cave. But not all of them. like at a certain point, he will just stop telling you where caves are. And you just have to find them. And there were like, I want to say like 4 caves by the end of the game that I just had to look up. Because the game was just not giving me any way to find them. Like, there's no reasonable way to find them. Again, short of doing a grid search of the entire map with your sensor set to bubble frogs. And so that was, again, my fault. I shouldn't have tried to get every cave. I should have been like, I want this outfit, I'm gonna look up where this outfit is.
Worm-shaped cavern.
That means it was probably made by a ferocious, terrifying creature, like a goose.
Geese are terrifying creatures. Geese are cool. We went to the gardens the other day, and by the other day I mean a couple months ago. There were geese there. That's where the story is going. I saw geese. They were aggressive, bold, as geese are wont to be. But they whoa. Oh, I didn't know you could like do that. Interesting. Anyway, it just felt like I was putting all this time and I was, invested in the game. I was like doing my best to play it without looking things up. But then the game was just like, no, fuck you. No, you just can't find these caves. There is no reasonable way for you to find these caves. And it's like, yeah, it just felt, it didn't feel good, But again, that's self-inflicted. Like, the game clearly does not expect you to play it in that way, in my opinion. So anyway, I put like 200 plus hours into Tears of the Kingdom.
Gold, get lost. It's all mine.
We really need to get back to the surface, Mr. Miner, sir. Our friend's soda depends on it.
Well, I could let you use my elevator. But what's in it for me?
Anything you want. There's nothing that this amazing duo can't get.
Good. That darn Alaskan bullworm is obsessed with my gold. Knocks my shiny tooth out. Bam! Just like that. If you can get my tooth, I can get you up to the surface.
Now you might think, after that experience, that I'm not too hot on Tears of the Kingdom, but I think it is a testament to that game that after spending 200 hours in it, after getting frustrated with the stupid bubble frog, bubble gem, cave exploration nonsense that I inflicted upon myself, that I was then disappointed when Aonuma said they're not doing DLC. I want more. I want to play more Tears of the Kingdom. And I want like actual content. I don't want to do like weird challenge runs or Hyrule engineering or whatever things people do. Like I want some authored content, like what they did for Breath of the Wild. Preferably better. I wasn't like super hot on the Breath of the Wild DLC. Like I didn't like the way I didn't actually play it through all the way even. So I mean maybe I'm off about how parts of it work, but I didn't like the way the Breath of the Wild DLC basically negated your progress from the main game. I have that feeling with a lot of games where it's like you get to the end, you're like crazy overpowered, you've like done everything there is to do, and it's like, well, you've done everything there is to do, and there's nothing the game offers you to actually like take advantage of the fact that you've made yourself so ridiculously overpowered. I feel like modern Pokemon games have that, but, they've started doing DLC for those. But then the DLC's not actually, like, hard enough. Like, with the Violet. I played Violet. The Violet DLC, like, I just basically had to start a new team in Kitakami so that I would not be like ridiculously overleveled, especially after doing like raids and stuff. Getting like basically my entire party up to level 90 or whatever it ended up being. And yeah, I feel like the Breath of the Wild DLC, like there were the two DLCs, right? There was the Trial of the Sword and the Champion's Ballad. And like Trial of the Sword was like a Eventide Island sort of thing where it gets rid of all your shit. And then Trial of the Sword was like, hey, we're gonna knock you down to, you know, a quarter heart. You know, everything's one hit.
Whatever you say.
And it's like, no, I you know, earned these cool outfits, these cool swords, all these hearts and stuff. Like, I want to use those.
Let's take that elevator.
In the expansion. In the DLC content, whatever you want to call it.
3
Oh, that was weird. Narrator got cut off. The game just loaded faster than it was expecting to. It wasn't expecting to be on an SSD. This isn't even a fast SSD it's on. SSDs are cheap these days. When I built my new computer, I like specifically made the point of making it all SSD. Not because I was like annoyed at how slow hard drives were, although that is kind of annoying. But mostly because I was just annoyed at the sound of hard drives next to me. So I was like, yeah, all SSDs. No hard drives in this baby. And it was like, well, I can only have so much storage unless I want to spend a ridiculous amount. Anyway, SSDs now are like half the price, if even, of what they were when I built this computer. And I've still not filled the SSDs that I got when I got the computer, so pretty happy about that decision. I also remember when it's like the PS5 came out and it's like, oh, SSDs that are compatible with the PS5 are so ridiculously expensive. And it's like, well, now they've come down quite a bit in price. And it's like, if I was playing more PS5 games, I might be tempted to just like buy a 4 terabyte SSD, which is, I want to say it was a 4 terabyte like high-end NVMe SSD, like a PCIe Gen 4 NVMe SSD for like $250. Again, 4 terabytes. And it's like, that's a compelling price. If I had a reason to care about PS5 games. There aren't enough PS5 games, which is a good problem to have. I mean, I'm going to be a little annoyed when, like, the PS5 Pro or whatever comes out and I've still barely played any PS5 exclusives. But, you know, that's a good problem to have because that means games are coming out on PC instead. And, like, well, I would say given the choice, I'd rather play things on PC. I realize I've been getting hit without, like, even noticing. This game does... That was, like, the first thing I noticed about this game before I even turned the camera on when I was just, like, messing with the graphics settings and stuff. Is like, when you get hit, it does not really give you that much feedback. Cactus juice. Yes, I'm going to be annoyed when the PS5 Pro comes out and it's like, oh, how many PS5 exclusives have I played? It's not none, is the thing. And it's like, hey, given... If the choice is between, you know, you buy this console and you get to play this video game, or you don't buy this console and you don't get to play this video game that you otherwise would have wanted to play, it's like, well, I'm going to buy the console, right? So, like, there is no world in which I would not have bought a PS5 by now. I'd say, justifying to myself my good financial decisions. Now, what I have barely used, what I have technically, but still barely used, is my PS5's disk drive. But it's like, hey, I have these PS4 games on disc. Okay, here's my justification, is I have all these PS4 games on disc, and so if I buy the PS5 with the disc drive, then I can give my PS4, not give, but like, put my PS4 at my friend's house, and then I can play PS4 games there. But still be able to play my PS4 games that I own on my PS5. No one cares. This is the least interesting rant I've done in the past hour. But, I don't know, it's what's on my mind. Final Fantasy 16 is a good video game that I don't have much to say about because I'm still playing through it, but like, you know, if I hadn't have bought a PS5, I would not be able to be currently playing that video game. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is a weird video game. Like, I'm enjoying it. I feel like I am unable to articulate my feelings on the Spider-Man games. You know, that is to say the Insomniac, the Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, those games. Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Marvel Spider-Man 2. I believe is what they're technically called. I feel like I neither actively like nor dislike those games. I play them, I enjoy them, they kind of exist. They do some things like really well. Oh, Jesus. You know, the swinging feels great. Especially in Spider-Man 2 on the PS5, the visuals are like incredible looking. It's the sort of thing that you question is like, is this even running in real time? And yeah, it is. It's running on this $400, $500, this $400 bucks at 60 FPS in, you know, probably not like actually 4K, but, you know, pretty indistinguishable from it at the distance you sit from a TV.
I know you mean well, but you gotta let me stay.
It's... But then it's like, what am I actually doing in this game? I'm just like swinging around, collecting these random collectibles.
Sorry, Chef.
I'm beating up, you know, very similar groups of enemies. I feel like Spider-Man 2 is better. Again, I'm just like so bad at articulating what I feel about this game. It's a good video game. You should play the video game. But it just doesn't have that. It's missing that je ne sais quoi. It's a weird thing to say, I feel like. It feels like it's missing that special something that, like...
No. It's always about money.
That something that takes it from, like, a good, competently made game into, like, a special, memorable game.
That's a good lad.
Or like a really engaging, you know, gameplay game. Again, you can tell how terrible I am at articulating, and I've reached the point I've come to realize that I'm just not paying any attention to the game that I am currently playing. I started out this video, whatever this is, with the pretense that I was paying attention to the story and the things that are happening. That is no longer happening.
I need your help. Sheldon,
I'm walking towards
but you're
the quest markers.
The chum bucket, and we need you to stand it back up.
That's kind of what Spider-Man feels like to me. Maybe that's the best comparison.
Slight stature.
It feels like a game that could not exist without quest markers. When I'm playing that game, it feels like characters are saying things to me. A lot of it is like vague technobabbled nonsense. And then I'm kicked out into gameplay and there's a quest marker that I walk towards.
I know everyone would love to.
That or swing towards or whatever the case may be.
The entire universe is currently hanging in the
That's what a lot of Spider-Man feels like to me. And like, it's fun, it's engaging. It feels like a game that was designed with the PlayStation 5 activities system in mind, or like the other way around, that the PS5 activities system was designed with that game in mind. Because I remember them announcing activities as a feature, and I'm like, that doesn't seem Like the idea that video games can be just divided into, you know, a checklist of things that you do that just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like that's what video games are to me. But that's what Spider-Man is. I mean, whatever, plenty of games have quests and quest markers. It's not even a bad game. It's not like I'm saying it's a bad game or like it should do X or Y or Z. I was about to say Z. I don't know why I sometimes feel the compulsion to say Z.
That should cover my bum.
Anyway, I like Spider-Man. I'm having a good time with Spider-Man. I always have a good time with the Spider-Man.
Oh, it's you two!
I knew I could count
I
on
wish
you,
I had a
Patrick.
friend like that.
Yeah, I mean, clearly this is the edge of the map. It's weird then that there's a character standing outside the edge of the map. And also you just kind of like despawn after a while. Like again, Battle for Bikini Bottom, it does the fun thing where you start like sliding and it's like, oh, I'm in the out of bounds zone now. I should not be here. Whereas here, it's... No out of bounds zone will ever be as good as ATV Off-Road Fury, where you suddenly reach a part of the map where it's like, oh, there's a lot less like set decoration here. It's suddenly like very flat and barren, and then all of a sudden you hit the invisible barrier that is the edge of the map, and you just get sent flying. It just like launches you, and your controller's all rumbling and stuff, and it's like, oh, that's great. Nothing will ever top that.
Wait, what's the point of a water tower?
I guess that's a tower that shows that you're...
Anyway.
That's stupid. Oh, yay, a sticky note! Reminder, wear shirt.
What other PS5 exclusives have there been? What other games have I purchased for my PS5? Astro's Playroom, or whatever it's called. I think that's what it's called. Astro, the new Astrobot game. I'm ignoring the quest mark. I should be talking to Plankton. There's nothing worthwhile out here. That was a good video game. I enjoyed that video game. And I wouldn't have been, I mean, whatever. It was like 3 hours long. But like, I wouldn't have been able to play that video game if I didn't have a PS5. So,
But if you want to make up for this whole
all that to say,
guess I would allow you to assist me.
At this point in my life, even if I hadn't bought a PS5 at launch, I would own a PS5, one way or another. Let me tell you.
Ooh, is that a bubble surfboard?
What other games? No, actually, what other games have there been for PS5?
Gave it a fancy name, so I get the credit.
Hold on. You're not going to be able to see this. I'm going to go to wikipedia.com. I'm just going to type list of PS5 exclusives. I mean, that's the joke about the PS5, right? Is that it has no exclusives. But like, actually, how are those category PS5 only games? There are 12 pages in this category. Astro's Playroom. Yep. Spider-Man 2. Yep. See, now this page doesn't count Final Fantasy 16 because it is eventually going to come out on other things, but it is currently a PS5. Okay, here, the PS5 exclusives list. Astro's Playroom. Concord. Okay, no, I'm only counting games that I have actually willingly played. Final Fantasy 16. I mean, whatever. I played God of War, right? Like, it's not an exclusive, but it runs a hell of a lot better on PS5 than it does on PS4. And as the sort of person who gets annoyed by the... If I'm ever playing a video game and it's like, oh, this is not the best version of this game. Like, that is the sort of thing that actively annoys me. Which I know is dumb. But it's still true. All that to say, at some point they're going to release a PS5 Pro. And I'm still only going to have played like 3 PS5 games. And then it's like, well... Now I gotta buy the PS5 Pro. Because they're gonna keep releasing it. See, that was not very good feedback just now. Again, I'm half paying attention to this video game. But it's like, you hop on the bubble surfboard, and I guess I hit something, right? So it knocked me down, but like I feel like the game did not clearly communicate It did not clearly indicate that it's like, oh, you hit something, therefore your bubble popped, therefore you failed this challenge. Like, there was barely even a sound effect. And I guess there what happened is that the timer ran out. Like, yeah, this game is missing something. I mean, it's missing a lot of little things. So do I just need to, like, yeah, go directly between them, like jump at the end? Okay.
I've never been in here before, but since the Krusty Krab is gone, I guess I have no choice. Does this place offer anything edible?
Technically, yes. We citizens of Bikini
That's a
Bottom
good
must
answer.
stand together in these trying times. So, let it be known that the Chum Bucket will humbly accept its role as the town's sole source of sustenance. You fools!
Plankton, I always suspected
That's
that
kinda
deep
funny.
down you were a contributing member of society. And don't worry, Patrick and I won't stop until we put everything back to normal, so no one has to eat at the Chum Bucket ever again.
Wait, was that last part really necessary?
What? Do you have a quest?
Hey, Giggle Buddies, both of you listen closely. I managed to track Spot's trails, but they are scattered everywhere and are leading to all of those portals.
Whoa.
I said
I don't know who Spot is.
you have to look for him in all those worlds you're going to. You're the only one that can bring him back.
Don't worry, Plankton.
Good.
Okay, so that's presumably some sort of Okay, that's presumably some sort of side objective thing. I'm gonna finish my point, which is that I'm going to very begrudgingly purchase the PS5 Pro. I will be annoyed at myself and the universe, mostly Sony. I mean, am I even annoyed at them? Not really. I mean, it's what I want, right? I want more powerful consoles to exist, but I also want games to not be exclusive for them. I want to be able to play most games on PC, given the option.
Oh my.
Well, I want the option to be there, rather.
Jelly so
Now, see,
raw.
the opposite problem is Nintendo, where they do keep making great exclusive games that I want to play, but they won't update their freaking console.
When you step through the next
Tears of the Kingdom is a great game. It looks fantastic,
Ooh,
even on the Switch.
gear, the most stylish outfit.
But let me tell you, after finishing Tears of the Kingdom, I went and booted it up in...
For you.
I was going to name drop an emulator, but now I don't remember which one I used. Yuzu, probably. I feel like Yuzu... Yeah, it was probably Yuzu. With all the mods you could want. So, 4K rendering, 60 FPS, improved level of detail, improved shadow quality, PlayStation button prompts, even. That is a mod that you can get as well. And, you know, it's not essential to the experience, but the Nude Link mod. You know, you gotta have that one. Anyway, all that aside from the Nude Link mod. Let me tell you, Tears of the Kingdom running at, like, a marginally higher visual fidelity. What is this? Ugh. Okay. What is this quest marker leading me towards? Find the new portal. Oh man, am I gonna have to actually, like, pay attention and figure things out instead of just walking to a quest marker? We'll see. I feel like this is where I was before, at the start of the game. With, like, the tree dome and stuff. So maybe actually I want to be going this way? I mean, the quest marker is right here. And there's an arrow pointing that away. Oh man, this is where I get in trouble. It's the common Let's Player thing, where it's like, normally if I'm playing a video game, yes, I will stop and read all the dialogue and process it and be an intelligent human being. But it just, that doesn't happen when you're recording a video game and trying to narrate. I mean, not that I'm even narrating what's happening in the video game. I'm just talking about random, unrelated nonsense that absolutely no one wants to hear. Oh. Is this? This is where I came from at the very start of the game. Okay. Well, see, this is a portal. This is the Wild West. Oh no. Nope. This is the correct portal. Okay, I found it. It's the giant portal-shaped object. Evidently, turns out. Who would have thought? Funny how that works.
Ooh, now I know why they call them stretch limos. You gotta stretch first.
You think Sandy came this way? She never struck me as a red carpet squirrel. But, what do I know?
Good thing I put on an extra layer of sponge gloss
Look at those shadows. Fancy real-time shadows. That, I think, might have been the thing that, like, impressed me most. Like, obviously 60... Like, I'm talking running Tears of the Kingdom in an emulator. Like, obviously 60 FPS, 4K, all that stuff's nice, but particularly having just, like, real crisp shadows like you don't get on the Switch.
I have to admit, totally would have expected someone bigger for the part, but everyone seems small to me. Sorry, am I oversharing? It's my first day, and I'm so nervous!
Filming starts in 1 minute and 58 seconds. No, 57. Script 50. Just hurry up!
Statistically speaking, the director's assistants only last 0.87 days before they're let go. I need to do better. Chop chop, this way. He isn't the patient kind, or the understanding kind, or the kind.
I can't believe this is the leading man. Let's take some pictures to capture this trick.
What other good video games have there been? Super Mario Wonder.
Do I look bloated enough?
Super Mario Wonder is a great video game. And see, now I'm in the awkward position where I'm going to get myself tangled up. Because if you'll recall... Oh, what happens if I try and cross the... Oh, what is it called? For the like, rope fence thing. There's a name for that I can't remember. I'm gonna see what happens if I try to jump over. Okay, it's just a wall. It's just a wall. I thought maybe something fun would happen. But anyway, if you'll recall where we are in the rambling... I called it a conversation stack, but it's a rambling stack. Is the current tangent we are on is talking about what project I'm going to work on next. But along the way, we're talking about the video games that I'm playing instead of working on a project. But now that we're talking about Super Mario Wonder, we're dangerously close to talking about project ideas again. Because I thought it would be fun.
Hey, Mr.
I'm probably not going to do it, so don't get like too excited.
Please go to the exit or I will get fired. The director is waiting for you.
Huh? How did you get here so fast?
She must have cut the line, Patrick.
Lucky.
I thought it'd be fun to do like a YouTube Plays Mario Wonder. Yeah, like I did YouTube Plays Mario Odyssey, now we do Mario Wonder. Obviously we don't have Mixer anymore. Mixer was nice for having the super low latency streaming plus chat. But my thought is... And also Mario Wonder doesn't have like an explicit assist mode like Odyssey does. But it does have badges. It does have Yoshi and Nabbit. And it does have multiplayer. So I had two ideas, right? One was to just do YouTube Plays Odyssey, but let it be online. You know, like play it on an account that has Switch Online, so you can enable the online mode and like be helped out by randos online. The other thought I had, though, that would be fun would be to have like a 4-player like local multiplayer thing where like player 1 is YouTube. YouTube plays Mario Odyssey. And then player 2 would be like Twitch. Twitch plays Mario Odyssey. Player 3 could be Discord. So Discord has its streaming. It's like capped at 150 viewers or something like that, but that's enough probably for this project. Now, importantly, Discord would be the replacement for Mixer here. It would be the one with low latency video and chat. I don't know like quite how low latency Discord's game streaming stuff is, but it's, you know, designed for people to like talk together. So it having not tested it, I assume it's pretty low latency. Anyway, then I run into trouble because it's like, well, what is player 4? Kick, I guess. Again, Mixer not existing. I don't know if there really is like a fourth. I mean, there's dumb things that I wouldn't use, like Facebook or Twitter.
We need to find a way
Anyway, I think that would be kind of interesting. There is definitely the worry that, like, even with all of those assists, that they just wouldn't make any progress. And there's also the worry that, like, they would get stuck in levels. Like, stuck in the sense of they beat a level, but then, you know, they also have to navigate the map. And so they just end up going back into that same level. And they don't actually make progress. And then they have to either game over or, you know, beat the level again. Or, you know, have some mechanism that, like, people won't abuse to be able to open the pause menu. But then the danger of giving access to the pause menu is like, well, now you could leave a level. You could exit a level that you're about to beat. Or you could, you know, unless I like go in and mod the game or something, you could do even more silly things like change the number of players. You could change from 4 player back to 1 player. And theoretically, I could like figure out how to mod the game to disable that option. You know, people are working on Mario Wonder mods, although I don't know if they're like at the level of like being able to actually modify menu options, that sort of thing. I'm going this way. Hopefully it's straightforward to actually get that way. Anyway, that's about as far as I've gotten in terms of thinking about that.
We must have traveled into the distance.
I haven't like tried coding anything or like, looking into modding or anything like that. It was just a thought.
Services table. I'm hungry.
Anyway, Mario Wonder is a great video game. It's kind of short, but you know, it's good to have short video games every now and again. Speaking of short video games, the new WarioWare Move It is excellent. Really felt like I've returned to form for WarioWare.
Now get to your marks.
The director is Squidward?
Not that I had anything like particularly against Get It Together, but you know, the fun of WarioWare is them like trying something new each time. And you know, with Get It Together, they definitely tried something new.
What squirt of an actor did those at the agency lay upon me? I promised them art, and how do they repay me? I demanded a hero, not a little yellow...
Oh, so you're saying we should play SpongeBob Hero Pants, the video game, right?
Hi, Mr. Director, sir. I'm SpongeBob.
Filming starts in 9, 8, 7, really soon.
Can't those uncultured casting urchins comprehend that I am allowing them to be part of what is sure to be the greatest film sensation ever to hit the sea? But don't lose heart. I still have the talent to turn you into a tool of destructive beauty.
Oh, goody!
In this scene, you must fight your way through gang-infested city streets. And don't walk out of frame.
Ooh, is that actually going to be a mechanic? Staying in frame?
So gooey.
Okay, yeah, it's just an auto-scroller, huh? That's cool. That's a fun gimmick. I don't know if it's fun, but an interesting enough gimmick for a stage. Anyway, WarioWare Move It definitely feels like some good classic WarioWare. The motion controls I think worked pretty well. There was just like 1 or 2 games that I feel like consistently don't control very well. The Icarus game, the like boss mini game, is definitely one of them. But for the most part, it controlled pretty well. It was they definitely did some clever things in terms of like, not. Oh, gotta get around the fence. What? Oh, did I die? Did I get? Oh, I died. Wow.
In the scene, you must fight.
That's what I get for not paying attention, I guess. I'm dying. What was I trying to say? Yeah, the way they like don't explicitly tell you what to do with the motion controls, but they put you in a form. They give you a starting position, and then they give you a scenario, and then it's like, okay, figure out what to do. Just like intuitively, and most of the time, like 95% of the time, it is like genuinely intuitive, and 90% of the time maybe it is genuinely responsive as well. And it's like, that's exactly what I want out of WarioWare. Like, the only thing I want out of that game is I wish it was longer. I wish there were more micro games. I especially, everyone likes the 9-volt stages. I wish there were more of those. Wait. Am I getting crushed by the tikis? Is that what's happening? Like, I'm breaking the bottom tiki and then, like, immediately dying when I was at full health. Am I...
You must...
Did... That... That can't be what happened. Yeah, see, those don't crush me. I don't... I don't actually know what's killed me those 2 times. Maybe I should pay attention this time. Anyway, there's not enough, like, bringing you back, I think is the big problem with Move It. Gold, it's been a while since I played Gold, so I forget, like, exactly how its progression systems and stuff worked. But I feel like it had, things you were collecting, reasons to, like, replay stages and stuff. Like, it had coins and, like, a gacha system or something like that, I want to say. Sorry for that Windows notification sound. What is this? It's gone away and now I can't. Well, something killed me back there. Is it like because I'm technically getting off camera because I'm like going behind something? This game really is not giving great feedback on like what I'm doing wrong here. Anyway, there's like very little intrinsic motivation to like go back and replay stages in Move It, except to like try and get a high score. Which, that's kind of all the motivation you need. It doesn't have like online leaderboards or anything. It's yeah. But it's fun. It's a fun video game. They made a good video game, and that's all you can really ask for. It's not. You can ask for a lot more. But anyway, I am satisfied with my time spent with WarioWare Move It. And you know what? Persona 5 Tactica comes out tomorrow. I'm not like particularly hopeful that that's going to be like an amazing video game. or anything. But like conceptually, it's a good idea. I probably just clipped the mic just now. Okay, so I'm not going to go behind the thing this time. Conceptually, it's a good idea. Like, I think a tactics game with SMT/Persona mechanics makes a lot of sense. I think it's... I've, like, avoided watching trailers beyond the first one, so I, like, don't know much about, like, the plot or anything that happens in the game, but it makes sense to me as, like, the next Phantom Thieves game. And, like, obviously, Persona 6 or whatever is so far away. Like, there's been rumors and rumors. Like, the most optimistic rumor I've seen is, like, oh, 2025 for Persona 6. And, yeah, there's also Metaphor Refantasio, which I'm surprised I remembered the name of. Yeah, like, I feel like there are some people who are like, oh, they're milking Persona 5 the way they milked Persona 4. And I don't want more Persona 5, I just want a new Persona game. And it's like, well, that's asking a lot. You know, I don't, like, have as much reverence for the Persona 5 cast as the Persona 4 cast, but, you know, I'm always happy to spend another... Oh boy, now I'm thinking about how long this video game is going to be, Persona 5 Tactica. Not this one I know is not that long. I remember, like, getting into, Persona Q with, like, no expectation for how long it would be. And then it's, like, 70 hours later, huh, I'm still playing this game. And then they released Persona Q2, and it's like, oh, this one is also like 80 hours long.
Wow, what a beautiful bubble.
Even the like dumb spin-off game things are so...
Indestructible magic, thanks to the jelly you're collecting from my, our cause.
Cassandra, are you sure this is the right place to find Sandy?
The portal brought you right where you're supposed to be. Don't resist the Jellyverse.
Jellyverse.
Take it, store it, and bring it to me. Besides, the jelly whispered that you've done some commercial work. Don't your SquarePants long to be in the spotlight once more?
You're right! If it means saving Sandy and the world, then I'll just have to act my square heart out. Thanks, Cassandra! We're so lucky to have Cassandra helping us. What a selfless lady.
Anyway, so I am thoroughly expecting Persona 5 Tactica to be another, like, 80-hour game. But you know what? I won't be disappointed if it's not. That might honestly be a good thing. Persona 5 Scramble was also, like, ridiculously long. Hold on, let me look at my Steam. How many hours do I have in Persona 5? Oh, Strikers, that's what it was called in English. Yep, that was 70 hours. That was a 70-hour game. It's a Muso game. It's an action game. Like, it's not just RPGs that turn-based RPGs that they make ridiculously long. It's like, I mean, at least the dancing games were mercifully short. Although, to be quite honest, for the price that I paid for the dancing ultimate collection thing, I do kind of wish Persona 3 and 5 dancing had a bit more content. But anyway, whatever. So Persona 5 Tactica, that's a video game. And then also Mario RPG. It's releasing tomorrow as well.
I wanted to see a wimp run around, I'd be directing Wimp Racer 2, like my agent told me to. This is a karate film! But I guess I have to work with what I've got. Let's start with something simple. A karate kick!
Ooh. We're getting a new move? A-Y. If I just...
Karate kick it!
Oh, Y. Ah!
To really
I'm pressing the Nintendo Y button.
city, I have prepared a little challenge for you.
Oh boy.
The rules of the city. Now, kick down that door and get moving.
Can do.
I say we.
Wow. How much range does that have? Oh, so that's not like it's a thing that I can do at any time. It's like against specific targets. Yeah, it's not even like I can't even karate kick this tiki. That does seem to be like designated icons against which you can karate kick. What's up here? Just thingies. What am I even collecting? Oh, a jelly, I guess, right? That's what these mysterious orbs are. Yeah, I feel like I should be able to karate kick at any time. I feel like that would be more fun, but bop. Nah, it's just a lock on to specific targets kind of thing. Ah, see, that feels like something out of Neon White there. Ah, Neon White, that was a good video game. Oh no, okay, so you can karate kick enemies, just not tikis, I guess. Okay, that's something. I will say this does, I mean, whatever, it's just like completely lock on, hit the button, and it does the thing. But it does feel quite a bit better than some of these other... Oh, see, this feels straight out of Neon White. Oh, I could have kept going, right? Oh, well, yeah, I missed the cycle there. That felt straight out of Neon White. Like, that felt pretty good. Again, it was mostly just hitting the button repeatedly, but... Okay, this karate kick move. I've been giving Purple Lamp some shit for their like move. Oh no. They're like, see, I don't even know what to call it. It's not like unresponsive. Oh, okay. I'm like interrupting myself for some reason. Like I was trying to double jump or something, but that interrupted the kick move, which is not what you want. Anyway, that kick move feels pretty good. It's worth playing this game just for the kick move. It's not. Based on my yeah, based on my 2 hours of this game so far, it's I don't know. I feel like you don't need to play this game. I feel like you're not missing much. Okay, these guys are just like actually killing me. Okay, presumably, yeah, I need to kick them, knock them over. Yeah, you're not... I feel like you're not missing much if you were to, say, not play this video game. Ah, okay, well, I died, but I was not really paying attention to what I was doing at the start there. Okay, so I probably won't finish this video game, is what I'm thinking now. Oh, he woke up. Yeah, what I was trying to think is, are there any other, like, video games that I can think of coming out this year? Going to be hard to remember without just like referencing a list. I feel like the main one I'm thinking of is the Pokemon DLC, which is like not the most exciting thing in the world. But hey, lots of great video games this year. Still plenty I haven't even like played. So all that to say, I've been keeping myself busy without like actually working on any YouTube projects. But I feel like I am getting to the point where, you know, it's kind of flipped the other way, and it's like I don't want to be spending my time without having a thing that I could be working on. You know, whether I'm like actively working on it or not. You know, I want there to be something that I could say that I'm working on. I'm getting there. Is there any reason to actually be going on top of this tiki? No. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying that. Yes, I was hoping this would be bouncy. It's not bouncy. Missed opportunity. No sushi. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Here, Mr. Sponge.
Oh, hello.
Hey, short, yellow, and spongy.
That's me.
There's a lot of paparazzi hiding on this set who wish to smear the director's reputation by capturing the fishy side of his process, which obviously doesn't exist. It would be real cool if you could distract them with some of your fancy moves.
I will make myself extra picturesque.
Oh. Wasn't expecting that. Find the hidden paparazzi. Oh, joy. Or, oh no, it's just gonna quest marker me towards them.
All right.
X. A. Oh, A. Yeah, there we go. X. Man, that was the biggest thing that fucked me up playing, what was it? Hi-Fi Rush. Just being like, oh, it's a rhythm game with Xbox button prompts. That reminded me, there's that, there's like that Hatsune Miku Project Diva clone, I forget what it's called, on Steam. And it's like, you look at the Steam picture, it's like, oh, this is a Project Diva game that defaults to Xbox button prompts. It's like, oh, that game is already, even as like someone who knows PlayStation button prompts, you know, that game is hard enough to read. But then doing it with Xbox button prompts, my biggest weakness. It's like, oh, that sounds like an actual nightmare. Anyway, fortunately, not that I played that game or anything, but it does give you the option to enable PlayStation button prompts.
Yeah, that's it.
Hi-Fi Rush, however, being a Microsoft game on the Xbox Game Store, does not. And moreover, being a Game Pass game, it's like super frustrating to try and mod it. Like, there are mods that'll enable PlayStation button prompts, but good luck installing mods on a Game Pass game. Woohoo. And Game Pass annoys me. Like, it's a good value, I subscribe to it. You know, I like having access to games that I wouldn't have otherwise probably bought, like Starfield, for example. And then, you know, occasionally there's like a game that I actually want to play, like Hi-Fi Rush or Persona 5 Tactica. So I stay subscribed to PC Game Pass. But then it's just like every time, there's like 3 things that annoy me. Every time, and they happen far too frequently. It's like, one is when you're trying to mod a Game Pass game. It's like, oh, this game needs PlayStation button prompts or X or Y or Z. And it's like, oh, well, if you have the Steam version, just install this mod. If you have the Game Pass version, fuck you. or whatever. That's one. Second is like whenever a game leaves Game Pass. Like, even if it's a game I don't care about, just the notion that, like, games, that the concept of games leaving Game Pass, it's like, I would prefer if this service had fewer games, but they didn't leave. If you just stayed subscribed and you had them forever. Can I kick this from this side? I guess not. Thought maybe that would be like a clever puzzle sort of dealio. Where it's like you see the icon on the other side, but then you do it from this side. But nope. Just gotta get inside some other way. And so, tying into that idea of games leaving Game Pass, whenever I whenever I want to buy DLC for a Game Pass game, the most recent example being Persona 5 Tactica, which has like story DLC stuff that doesn't come with the Game Pass version of the game, but you can buy it. You can buy the DLC for a game that you don't actually own because it's on Game Pass subscription, and will probably, because it's not a Microsoft game, will probably someday leave Game Pass. And it's like, I mean, it's still
Sticky sweet.
cheaper, you know, than just buying the game on Steam or whatever. But man, if games just never left Game Pass, I'd be fine with it. Man, this is really just the same. I feel like that's the other thing Spider-Man does. It'll just give you these like weird mini games that have like barely any engagement at all, and then they'll just have you do it like 10 times or something.
You did it, Mr.
And it's like,
the security guard.
okay, there's like no, it's just busy work, but it's like so short, like you can't even really complain about it. I don't, you know. Anyway, the Game Pass annoys me, but I continue to subscribe to it. How did I get to talking about Game Pass?
I guess some guy dealt with the paparazzi. You can pass now.
I don't know.
That's it! A real Karate King has to prove cat-like reflexes. I feel inspiration is about to strike.
I found craft services!
Those volunteers in the box will help you train your reflexes. When someone pretends to escape, whack them.
Won't that hurt them?
That's legally impossible. Their contracts clearly state that they, quote, can't be harmed.
I guess that makes sense.
That's funny.
But wait, Patrick didn't sign a contract.
What? Oh, fine. Then don't whack him when he appears. It'll help test your, concentration. Now let's...
Okay, minigame.
Valuable spotlight.
By the way, I hope the, if you're still watching this 2 hours in against all odds. Oh, it didn't. What?
Okay. Making movies sure is a weird process.
It said to just karate chop them, right? Oh no, maybe it was... Okay, it was kick them. I guess I was really not paying attention. Oh no, not Patrick! Wait, did I just make it with like a tiny fraction of a second left? I wasn't even paying attention to what I was...
Would you please concentrate?
Oh no, wait. So I didn't meet the objective? But then the timer stopped before it reached 0? That's weird. How does that even happen? There we go, that's 10. Nope. Well, I hit Patrick, but it didn't, like, do anything.
Bravo! You're not in.
Maybe it deducted a point or something.
Now head back onto the streets. The next screen test is about to start. Go!
Anyway, what I was saying is, if you're still watching this against all odds, I hope the, side channel compressor thing that I set up in OBS is not too annoying. I, like, tried to set it up so that, like, I am roughly the same volume as the game, but then the game will get quieter when I'm talking and, like, slowly fade back in. I may have, like, overtuned it. It might be a little too aggressive. But, hopefully it's not, too obnoxious. Big thing back here. Oh yeah, there's like costumes, right? And supposedly in this pause menu, costumes. Oh. 2. Campaign. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I guess I only have 1. I'm not at 2. These are a lot of costumes, though. Okay, well. Oh, I see. I've only collected 1 out of 11 of those coin things. But it doesn't... Yeah, in Jellyfish Fields. So I guess that's maybe the, like, secondary collectible that I could be going for. Oh well. I just kind of thought by now I would have... You know, again, 2 hours into this 7-hour game, you'd think I'd have had, just by happenstance, collected enough things to be able to buy a costume. And maybe I'm just biased by Spider-Man, where you're constantly unlocking costumes. Or, like, the ability to purchase costumes. Anyway, I think ooh, limo.
Move it! In this scene, your nemesis tried to rob a bank and left nothing but chaos. Innocent bystanders got stuck in the ground and need their hero. Believe it or not, that's you. Save them before the time runs out.
I wonder if it might actually be smart to, like, you know, I'm no streamer. I don't know how streamers do things.
Oh, thank Neptune. I never doubted you for a second, buddy.
I wonder if it, like, might make sense to actually mute the game coming to me and instead listen to the game through OBS's audio monitoring. And so that way I would be able to hear the effects of the side channel ducking, like, as I'm talking. And so I would, you know, be able to know, like, is it obnoxious that I'm talking over the dialogue and making it really quiet? I mean, it's probably not that annoying because this game has subtitles. Anyway.
Looks like some kind of...
I think I'm done rambling about video games for the time being. And so I can finally get back to my original conversation topic. Conversation, it's not a conversation. Oh, I'm on a timer. Sugar. I'm also dying. Oh, this guy. That's who I'm saving. 1 out of 6.
I could kiss you. Maybe some other time, on SpongeBob.
Oh, I see. There's a guy here as well. Just completely ignored him. So I didn't know what I was looking for.
Thank you so much. Can I get your autograph?
But now do I just have to,
Please help!
Yeah, realizing that I'm on a timer, I'm now, like, suddenly concentrating. So I don't want to have to do this 2-minute sequence all over again. Okay, there's one guy left somewhere. Oh, I see. You can...
I could kiss you. Maybe some other time, though.
A little dabble, do ya?
Cap on him. Also, I'm almost dead. That's it. This is serious time. Ah, here's the last guy. Plenty of time to spare. Although I am still almost dead. Yes, what do I want to work on next? Oh, thank you. Patrick. Thank you.
I'm feeling better already.
So I want to milk Crystal. for all it's worth. Like, obviously moving on to Gen 3 would be the logical next step, but like even more so than Gen 1 to Gen 2. Like going from Gen 2 to Gen 3, I would have to basically be starting all over.
Thanks to my genius, your performance has become tolerable. Now go ahead and strike some heroic karate poses for the press.
Like, going from Gen 1 to Gen 2, I wasn't, like, directly reusing any of the code, but those games are just, like, set up in such a similar way in terms of, like, how their AI routines are called, in terms of, like... Oh, slow motion.
Fast, I'm mean, and I can do this.
That I was able to, like, basically use all the, like, exact same techniques between Gen 1 and Gen 2. And, you know, the code felt very familiar, even though it was, like, actually completely different. Gen 3 is a completely different piece. Like, I haven't even really started looking into Gen 3.
Don't go method on me and
But,
stare into your character. Remember why you're there. To get me more jelly.
Don't you mean to save Sandy?
Right, of course. And also to save your squirrel friend.
My understanding is that Gen 3 is actually written in C instead of assembly, which is probably a good thing in terms of, like, being easier to understand. But then I think it also has, like, its own script.
That you're the real karate king, you have to be as fast as a leopard. Or was it a cheetah? Whatever. Hop into the red boat and chase down your nemesis.
But I don't have a driver's license.
Throw your squishy bottom on some vehicle you're allowed to drive and get on with it.
Horse? They're gonna be a horse? I thought I saw an interaction prompt there for a second. Maybe not. So I want to say the Gen 3 games have some sort of scripting system as well. Which, again, that might make things even easier to understand, but if not necessarily easier to, like, work with. I don't know. Again, I haven't really looked into Gen 3 at all yet, and I don't particularly want to right now. I would rather continue to milk Crystal, especially while it's, like, still fresh in my mind. And so I've got some ideas. I think best term. Oh, yeah, see, look, there's one of those. Ah, okay, so... Okay, so you collect a certain number of those gold things, and that unlocks the ability to purchase things in the shop, which you then purchase with the jelly things. Okay, so these are good costumes. We got underwear SpongeBob, SpongeBuck, the cuddly crab outfit. Okay, I'm gonna buy underwear SpongeBob. Oh, X to purchase. I'm gonna buy this as well. Excellent. Oh, that is actually, like, very good. Look at that. I love it. Ah, so you can't, like, turn around. Oh, it's the little things that annoy me about this game. Just, like, the sound and feeling of destroying, like, that big stack of tikis. It's just not as good as Battle for Bikini Bottoms, all I'm saying. Anyway, best case scenario, there's, like, 3 video ideas that I want to get out of Crystal, and your I don't want to call it a reward because that's giving myself too much credit. Yeah, I don't like to talk about those things, because there's this like idea that you shouldn't talk about the things that you're working on because it actually makes you less motivated to work on them, because it's like, oh well, you've already shared it, right? Like the big satisfaction you get from working on a project is then being able to share it with people. And so like when you share a project that is okay, I died. Saw that coming. So like when you share a project that's a work in progress, it's like, oh well, you've already gotten that satisfaction of sharing it with people, and so you're now less motivated to actually finish the thing. That is definitely a thing that I've like felt, and it's a thing that I've seen corroborated as like, that's a thing. I didn't just make that up. That's a thing. And so I do try to like avoid talking about things I'm working on or thinking of working on, especially thinking of working on. Then you haven't even started. You don't have anything to show for it. But you know, there's also the opposite effect where it's like, well, once you've told people you're working on a thing, now you have accountability, right? You'll disappoint people if you don't actually finish it. But you know, that's probably bad in its own way, right? Anyway, all that to say, I know there's like 5 people are gonna watch this video. I think what I'm gonna do for this video is like not actually publish it to the subscription feed. So that's a thing you can do on YouTube, is like you can upload a public video but say like, don't show this to my subscribers. That might be what I do with this video, because the last time I did a SpongeBob Let's Play, I lost a lot of subscribers. And it's like, it doesn't matter, realistically speaking. Ow! Oh, I didn't realize that was an explodey tiki. But, you know, that is a sign that people are annoyed when I do SpongeBob content. I've thought about like maybe making a second channel, just as like,
Ooh, sleek lines, comfortable seat, no slip pedals. Definitely has the cool factor. This is my ride, baby.
I've thought about.
All the danger is real, and we've taken no safety precautions to up the drama.
I've thought. Oh, whoa! This controls. Oh, okay, I see. You're just switching between 3 lanes. I was like, A, you jump with the A button. I feel like you really don't need to tell me that. Could have figured it out on my own. Can I jump over these things? Yeah.
Yeah, a maniac who loves barbecues.
What a nut!
You have to jump over these. Oh, but you can't jump over those, I'm guessing. Weirdly, you can't control this with the D-pad. Oh, whoa. I went out of my way to collect the health pickup, having not lost health, but then it made me lose health. Did that hurt me just now, hitting that guy? Didn't feel like it should. Oh, what? You can't land on it? Come on, you should be able to land on it and like ride across the roof. What was I saying?
Ooh, more jelly.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of making a second channel just as like a dumping ground for garbage. Like there's lots of like random video ideas that I would want to, you know, make and share maybe, but it's like, again, now that I've started making good videos on my real channel, it's like, well, people won't like it if I start uploading garbage, and so, you know, that's why people make second channels. But I'm also like, oh yeah, see, those guys do hurt you when you hit them. I wouldn't have thought. And you know, like on the one hand, I'm not like a big enough YouTuber to even have a following on a second channel, but like that's kind of the point. Is like, The second channel literally is just a dumping ground for garbage, and you don't care if people actually watch it.
Bang the gongs!
Looks like we need to bang them in a specific order.
Karate kick those gongs!
You have to hit them in a specific order. Is it that order? So that, and then that, and then that, and then that. No? Or is it that, and then that, and then that, and then that? Oh, 2 of them have lit up. Okay, maybe I should be like watching them as I do this. Okay, so that lights up. That lights up. That lights up. Okay, so that was probably just a guess and check thing. I should have just been watching to see if they light up. Or nope, maybe it's written here on this sign. Was that there before? Was that there before? Whatever. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to make a second channel just yet. Or maybe I already have. And maybe this video that you're watching right now is on the second channel. Ho ho. That would be a twist. Who knows what crazy nonsense my future self is going to get up to. He's going to be making all sorts of channels. Anyway, what I was saying is hardly anyone's going to watch this video. Most likely. So, yeah, I'll talk about what I'm working on / thinking of working on next.
A citizen in need! Karate Bob to the rescue!
If we have to fight those jelly guys again, I hope we can use Stuntman!
So I think there's 3 more videos that I could get out of the Crystal Project. One would be like a deeper dive into the AI. So you know, it'd be kind of repeating what I did at the start of the Crystal video, but like spending a lot longer explaining things in more detail, you know, giving like more concrete examples, showing like, you know, like actually showing examples of, you know, the AI working out a turn, that sort of thing, and also like something I could do that I've been like skittish about doing, but like at this point I've seen enough other people do it that I feel like it's not a big deal. Is like, so far I've been using, you know, the fan-made decompilation source code as a way to like understand and explain the AI logic and whatever. But you know, the source code of these games has leaked. Like the actual original source code with the original comments and variable names and everything intact has leaked. And so I think it would be fun to like sort of look at some of those.
Train wreck, but the director went all out. Those jelly extras were very convincingly beating me up.
Ah!
Oh.
Well, we thespians do take our jobs pretty seriously.
And his choice for the villain? Wow! I just caught a glimpse. That's a wild animal if ever I've seen one.
I like looking at those actual AI methods in the original source code with like, so, you know, when you have questions, it's like, oh, why is this? Okay.
You're not getting paid an exposure for chit-chat. If you want to convince my audience you're the real Karate King, you better show them some impressive acrobatics. Now, run across the roofs of the skyscraper to get into your nemesis fortress.
Could I just use the elevator?
No! And action!
So when you have questions, it's like, why is this thing written this way? Why did they include such and such? Well, it's all like, well, you can look at the original comments. Having read some of that leaked source code, the comments and variable names are not always super helpful. The disassembled source code is usually better written. But, so that would be fun. And, you know, there's also, oh, I thought that was like ice or something, but no, it's goo, I guess. That makes sense. What was that sparkly sound? I don't know. And so that, yeah, there were parts of the AI that I didn't like explain in the original video. Mostly because I didn't want to bother. Like my excuse at the time was like, oh, we've spent long enough on this, let's move on. But like the logic for switching Pokemon, the logic for using items, that's it. Really, those two. I did not really explain that in much detail at all in the original video, and that's mostly because I didn't understand it super well. Because I didn't really need to for what I was doing. So that would be a good thing too, like, oh, could I have jumped up here? I guess not. That would be like a good thing to explain in another video. And then also what I think would be cool.
Part of being a stuntman is performing daring chases over city rooftops. You should try to beat your best time. It would look great on your reel.
Okay, except I can't activate this switch. Oh well.
Oh, tartar sauce. It would have been great if the elevator was working.
Well, it probably...
Yeah, I was hoping the thing would kill that guy.
But now it's not.
But what I think would be cool, and is like something that I can't like reasonably do with my current, like BGB emulator, writing save states to disks. So, whoa, did I hit the wrong button, or did I just not jump far enough? Oh, I hit the wrong button. That was a bubble thing, not a kicky thing.
I like it because it's squishy.
Is so like you have these, you know, the way the AI selects a move in Pokemon Crystal is, you know, each move has a score assigned to it, and then you have these different rules that will like increase or decrease the scores for the different moves with some like random chance attached, you know, so it's not deterministic. And then it will choose randomly between the moves that have the best score. So what you could do if you had like, you know, you knew what the memory addresses are, right, for where those scores are saved, and you have this like symbol mapping. I have to kick this guy. You have the like, you know, debugging symbols of like, this is what this method is called, that sort of thing. So you can like set memory access breakpoints that are like, whenever these priority values change, you know, hit a breakpoint and like record what method it is. You know, so you could actually... Wait, can I destroy this thing? They seem like the cannons in Battle for Bikini Bottom that you could destroy, but you don't seem to be able to destroy them. And so that way you could like have an AI versus AI battle playing out, and then you could also show this like log of like, here's exactly why the AI chose this particular move in this particular situation. you know, it's because of this routine said to increase this priority value, and this routine said to decrease this priority value. And so the end result was these priority values, which it then randomly chose between this selection of moves. I was like, I think that would be interesting. But the problem is with my current... Oh, that's going to kill that guy, hopefully. With my current emulator setup, where it's like anytime you want to set a breakpoint and like do something with that information, you know, you have to write an entire save state to disk, you know, close the emulator, load that save state into Python, you know, do whatever memory peeking you want, and then you have to, you know, write a new save, or I guess if you're just doing a breakpoint, it would just be the same save state, but then you have to load that save state in the emulator again, and the emulator at this point has closed, and so you have to, you know, you have to spin the emulator up again, load the ROM, load the save state, and you know, that all happens in milliseconds. And so it's like fast enough for my project, but it's enough overhead. Why would I jump there? Why did I didn't? Okay.
Too high! Too high!
That if it's like, instead, you know, whereas now we're doing like 1 or 2 breakpoints per turn. If it was, instead it was like, oh, we're doing like 10 breakpoints every single turn. Suddenly that overhead adds up to a lot. So the one thing that I have actually been working on is porting the entire project to use a different emulator. So instead of using BGB, I'm using PyBoy, which is like a native Python emulator. This wouldn't be a... I was supposed to hit that switch first. You know, this wouldn't be a problem necessarily if BGB was open source and I could just like modify it to do what I want. But it's not. I did not plan ahead. Where am I? What am I? Oh boy. Okay, I need to like actually stop and think about what I'm doing here. Okay, I want that thing lowered. I see. It was probably still raised from when I hit it last time. I understand now. Or maybe it...
What do you think they're making with all these cranes?
Ooh, I'm thinking pasta?
Oh, I can go into the cabin, the operator's cabin. Hello.
Ouch.
Anyway, what I was trying to say is PyBoy, you know, is slower than BGB, but you don't have to, like, you can just communicate it with it directly, right? You can, you know, share memory with it. You can, like, instead of writing save states to disk, you can write save states to, you know, just like memory. But a lot of time you don't even need save states, right? Because if you just want to inspect memory, it's just like, well, it's just a Python. Yeah, I don't know how exactly it stores it, but it's usually you can just access it directly in your script. I'm not very good at fighting these guys. These are like the one enemy that actually require you to pay attention, hit them at the right time and stuff. What if I just didn't fight him? Yeah. How about that? Whoa, what? Yeah, that's what I said. Whoa, 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 whoa. Indeed. Oh, whoa. I didn't realize even that thing was there. So anyway, yeah, it like works really well. The biggest limitation of PyBoy is that it doesn't have like great breakpoint support. Like, it's weird because it has breakpoints, but it doesn't really have an API for setting them like programmatically. It's all like through the CLI. But hey, it's open source, right? So I can just modify it to do whatever I want. And you know, I can just like create a public, you know, method for setting breakpoints and then just like use that in my code, and it's great. And it works really well actually. And it only took like a day, like not even a solid day. Like a few hours of work to just port what I have now. Well, okay, not everything, because
Ooh, it's Sandy. I mean...
Oh, look, Sandy.
Well, if that ain't the sponge they call Bob, then his biggest Dallas balloonatic partner Patrick's dead.
Balloonatic.
Actually, we came in through the roof.
Is that right? Well, you'll be leaving through the floor, 'cause I'm in a mood, and my mood is karate.
Nobody watches a film for the dialogue. My audience demands colors and motion converging into visual conflict. We need crash, boom, bang, not yap, yap, yap. Now throw out the stupid script.
There's a script?
And action!
That should cover my buns.
What's happening? Oh, I see. It's a boss. That's what's happening. Oh, hello. What actually hurt me just now? Yeah, like, what is she doing that's hurting me? I mean, I see that there's, like, a thing on the floor that I'm standing on that I shouldn't be, but, like, what... mechanically... you know... in-universe, what is the thing that is hurting me? Okay, so I'm supposed to make her hit the explodey things, obviously. Obviously. No, but they aren't on the angle. They're just at the... Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna stand right here. Oh, can I kick her? I don't know if I, like, actually did what I needed to there. Oh, I thought the bomb would be, like, used up. But I can just keep doing the same one. Does she have a... Oh, she has a health bar in the corner, I guess? Stop. Ooh, something different's happening. Ah, scary. Whoa, Jesus. That was very fast. See, oh yeah, so like the one thing I haven't really implemented from what I have now is actually saving videos of the battles. Pieboy has some like native video recording functionality, but seemingly it's only able to produce animated GIFs. Which, like, okay, that's a choice. I mean, whatever, I'll just need to, like, figure out some... I mean, they have that code, right, for making GIFs, so I'm sure it's not too hard to make it, you know, MP4s or something sensible instead. I just need to... Oh, God, wow. It's always, like, the first attack they give you, like, not enough warning for. Wait, did I get hurt again by the thing flipping? Yeah, and it's like, it hurts you before it even actually flips. Like, I'd like some health, please. Oh, hello. These guys are mean. Oh God. Thought I was getting ready for the thing to flip again, because that just, like, hurts you out of nowhere. God.
That should cover my buns.
Okay. Complete all main missions in Karate Downtown Bikini Bottom. Excellent. Anyway, Pieboy works really well. And the best part is, compared to what I had before with BGB, is it scales a lot better across multiple threads.
Did that explosion give you a
and I've got
You remember to sign the waiver, right? I never thought you'd pull it off. But that was actually fantastic! I can already see the sequel. Nay, the trilogy. Let's start shooting immediately! Light, camera, sound! From the top, people! And...
Yay. More cutscene? Don't want to talk over these very important cutscenes.
What a ride! Thanks for helping me out, SpongeBob!
No problem, Sandy, but there's still a lot to make right again. See you around!
I'm glad Sandy and her weird house came back, but I want my house back too!
I hear you, pal. Ooh, I bet Cassandra will help. She's the most trustworthy person we know.
Yeah, she is.
I know I should be inside with our elderly residents, but they discovered this new radio channel and went
This
crazy.
checkpoint
Nothing
thing
will settle
waving
them
right in
down.
front of the camera.
I usually keep fortune cookies on me for emergencies like these. The soothing crunches are so calming. But unfortunately for me, the cookies have all disappeared amidst the town's chaos.
Come on, Patrick. We can find those clairvoyant cookies.
Cookies, got it. Collect fortune cookies. Will do, for sure. Wait. No, it just wasn't high enough.
Sorry, nothing personal.
Oh god, hello. Yeah, my BGB solution, I think I never really figured out quite why. I think because it's like going through disk. But it never really scaled well across multiple cores. Like, I've got a 16-core processor, but beyond like 6 or so cores, you start getting like really diminishing returns with the BGB solution. But the Pi Boy solution scales all the way up to like, 14 cores or something. You get pretty linear scaling. So even though the emulator itself is slower, because of that, all the reduced overhead and the better scaling across cores, it ends up being like much faster
But I will miss the freedom of being untouched.
than BGB. I tweeted about this. I quote. Showing a graph of... Oh, there's some like nice screen space reflections there. I didn't even notice. Lovely. Showing a graph of like, performance versus core count. And it's like, yeah, you can just plainly see how much better Pi Boy is at scaling.
Without that, I'm just a common talking sponge.
Sorry, Spongy, I'm just a little preoccupied fixing the fabric of the entire universe that you blew apart.
Cassandra, will you please help us fix my house?
Sure, right after we fix your friends, your town, the cosmic order of everything.
Oh, my beautiful home.
And a delicious pineapple. Here, why don't you take this cosmic costume and enter the portal?
Ooh, pirate sponge. Yeah. That was disconcerting.
What be a pirate's favorite cheese? Fingers crossed my pineapple.
Oh no. We're not gonna get to hear the punchline of the joke. Oh god. I was trying to jump back to collect the underwear. We're not gonna get to hear the punchline of the joke. Hold on. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. And you're not going to be able to see, but just trust me. I'm asking Sydney, technically. What is a pirate's favorite cheese? I'm not sure if there is a definitive answer to that question, but I can try to make a guess based on some facts and assumptions. One possible way to approach this question is to consider the historical and geographical factors that influence the pirate's diet and preferences. For example, some of the most famous pirates in history operated in the Caribbean Sea, where they plundered Spanish ships and colonies. The Caribbean region is known for its tropical climates and diverse cuisine, which includes various types of cheese such as queso blanco, queso fresco, queso de bola, and queso crema. Another possible way to approach this question is to look at the nutrition. This keeps going for like 6 paragraphs. Okay. Her best guess is that a pirate's favorite cheese is queso de bola. Tell me more about queso de bola. I don't actually care. Okay, this is run its course. Let's go to the pirate level. Oh wait, nope, wait for the platforms to respawn this time. Let's not repeat that mistake. See, there's not even like an animation for this. There's like weird things. Some parts are like done so well, and then there's just like weird things that just seem like they're missing in this game. Anyway, since I quote, they've actually released an update to Pieboy that increases the performance even more. So that's really exciting.
This world is pretty neat, but I hope none of our other friends got dragged here.
You know, I'll be able to run like an order of magnitude more battles if I was to do like a whole second tournament for Crystal the second time around. You know, I could do more than just a double round robin. I could do like a 10x round. I shouldn't say those things. I mean, that seems well within the realm of possibility. Like a 10x round robin. On top of doing like all the AI, you know, reasoning, logging stuff that I was talking about. You know, that first video would not include a second tournament. It would be just explaining the AI. But I think that'd be fun. So then the second video idea is basically like, what would it take for blue to beat red? You know, I feel like, especially in the comments, people had like lots of ideas where it's like, oh, you should have scaled their levels. Oh, you should have let blue's Pokemon level up. You should, you know, see if you could beat red using blue's party as a human. Or, you know, you should do like a search tree of like all the, you know, do like an exhaustive search of all the possibilities and see, is there some future in which blue beats red? Or, you know, even just with the faster emulator, you know, I ran 600,000 battles or whatever it was. Like, I could run 6 million battles now. And see. So, you know, there's lots of lots of different ideas to try. And, you know, you could make a video just out of trying all those different ideas. And, you know, at the end, you'd have like a list of like, yes, this idea works. No, this idea doesn't work. I think it would also be fun, and I'm not sure how practical it would be, to like set up some sort of like web app thing where you can like crowdsource it. You can be like, okay, let people try to fight red using blue's party. But with like the extra constraint of you can only do things that the AI would do. So, you know, you like, for each turn, you run the AI routine like 1,000 times or whatever with different seeds. Ooh, Flying Dutchman.
A me ghostly ghost. Oh, who am I kidding? I couldn't scare a baby right now. Without me ship, I'm just a pathetic ghost of my former self.
Gosh, that's terrible. What happened, Mr. Dutchman?
That son of a kelp-eater, Admiral Prawn, has stolen me beloved ship.
Withered broccoli ahead. Never mind, it's just the Flying Dutchman.
He has my pineapple, too?
Ooh.
Fruit-stealing freebooter is taking this too far. Mr. Dutchman, sir, you have to get your ship back so I can get my pineapple back.
But prawns blew out all me precious socks. No pirate worth their salt would follow a sockless captain. And if I can't round up a crew, we won't stand a chance against the Admiral.
You don't need socks to be a pirate. Why, Patrick here has never worn socks a day in his life.
I don't even have feet.
So, if you need a couple of loyal sea dogs, Patrick and I will gladly join your crew. Socks or no socks.
All right, but first, ye scalawags, you must prove that ye are real pirate material. To show that you are worthy, you must unearth a real treasure.
Uh-huh.
Earn yourselves fearsome pirate names.
Uh-huh.
And find all me socks. I still want them back.
Aye, aye, Captain Dutchman, sir!
Aye, aye, Captain Dutchman, sir!
Yeah, so you would like each turn run the AI routine like 1,000 times with different seeds and be like, okay, here's all the things. Okay, that was weird.
These guys, they think they're famous.
This is a weird corner of the map. And you see, like, here's all the things the AI was, like, willing and able or possible to do in this situation. Now, you, as a human, you decide which one's the best.
Well, I guess I could be a little paler.
And, you know, rinse and repeat. And so that would just be, like, a web app thing that's, like, streaming the game or ow. Or maybe I, like, somehow port it to WebAssembly or something and make you upload a Pokemon Crystal ROM or however it would work. Again, no guarantees I'm actually going to do this. This might just be too much work to be worth it.
A little dab.
And yeah, we see if a human can beat Red using Blue's team and Blue's AI. Right, like, that's the thing, is you can't cheat by, like, using items when the AI wouldn't, or that sort of thing. You know, you still gotta play by the AI's rules. And, you know, it'd be crowdsourced, right? So there'd be, like, hopefully, hundreds of people, like, trying it. And you could, like, live stream it. You know, you could have, like, you know, there's your game up, but then there's also, like, everyone else's who is playing it at the same time's game running in the background. And then, if I wanted it to be really expensive, also what I could do is I could wire it up with, like, ChatGPT and, like, 11 Labs and have, like, live text-to-speech narration. Oh, where am I going to be writing this? Is that just back there? Or no, I can write it over there. Or if I jumped. If I jumped. Oh, can I knock this person into the goo? Guess not. Anyway, 11 Labs is really expensive. Like, ChatGPT is comparatively quite cheap.
Hey, make like a beach ball and go somewhere else.
Hey, click a beach ball and go somewhere else. I don't know why that's so funny to me. I feel like that joke has probably been made many times, but... So yeah, I think that'd be cool. It might not be like the most practical thing, but you know, at the very least, the video idea of, hey, let's try all these different ways to see if Blue can beat Red. Yeah, that's a video. You can get a video out of that.
Oh, I'm getting notes of...
And oh yeah, the whole thing of like every turn, run the AI 1,000 times. It's like, well, yeah, trying to do that with BGB would be like so ridiculously slow. Whereas with this Pie Boy thing, it's like, you know, if I optimized it a bit more. Because right now the way I'm getting the AI actions is still not super optimal. But, you know, it didn't really matter with BGB because that wasn't the, you know, the overhead was just so much. Like, it didn't really matter. Yeah. It's like that's something that's helped by, that is made more possible by the performance benefits that I get from porting to Pie Boy. So I'm really excited about the Pie Boy stuff. Whenever I get around to actually like working on these as video ideas. Anyway, Then the third and presumably last crystal video would be doing the tournament again, right? With all the lessons learned and so on and so forth. The thing people seem to think that they want is like, scale all the trainers to level 50. It's like, I think in actual practice that's not that much more interesting than... should I not have hit that twice? That's what I'm thinking. Whatever. Well, this seems like where I actually need to be going because there's a quest marker. But anyway, more than that, I could like take it a step further. Again, one, because I can run the battles faster. I can run more battles. I think that would be a big change to make. Instead of doing a double round robin, do like a 10x or more round robin, so we can get more meaningful, differentiation between SpongeLock. Between like the trainers that are really close to each other in ranking.
Wish I could wear smelly
and I could also do the thing that I said of like adding the battle tower trainers. But also I was thinking like I could have a whole category of like fantasy trainers. Where it's like you have, the trainers that are like actually in the game. Basically the 500 however many trainers from the original tournament. But then also you have like different battle tower parties. You could have like legendary Pokemon as if they were trainers. You can see like who's able to beat Mewtwo. And Mewtwo would just like be a trainer that just has a single Pokemon that is Mewtwo and then like, random move AI like the twins do. Or you could have like the I'm sure people would have suggested things by now. One thing I kept seeing suggested was like apparently if you linked the Gen 2 games to Pokemon Stadium, you would get like a special trainer house trainer. So that her, I forget her name. She could be a trainer in the new tournament. You could also do a thing where you have like the level scaled versions of the trainers and the original trainers in the same tournament. And so, that way you would get to see the relative ranking of the trainers with their level scaled, but then they also serve as a way to like, sort of add more, I don't know what you call it, make the Elo system work better because there's more trainers to judge against, basically. The same reason the Battle Tower trainers are there. I could also like add my party from like when I played. I never actually played through the original Gen 2 games, but when I played Heart Gold, I could add my end game, garbage party. I forget. I mean, at this point, I don't remember what team I used. But I'm sure it wasn't great. But hey, it's probably better than a lot of the trainers, most of the trainers in the game. So yeah, all sorts of fun things you could do there. And that would be the third video. Then in the meantime, and then I would like probably move on to Gen 3. Or do something else entirely. I don't have to be a PokeTuber for the rest of my life. I am supposed to be rescuing Larry. Okay, he's over there. I didn't jump again. I didn't jump to grab the stupid surfboard. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so like in the meantime, I've also had I tweet about this as well. See all the spicy things you miss out if you don't follow me on Twitter. There was a project, you could call it, that I was working on. Oh, I see. There's just a surfboard here. I see.
Oh my gosh! Real life pirate ships!
I thought you had to like align the things again. No, that's just a surfboard. Larry's just standing there.
Hey, you! Could you get rid of those jelly abominations?
Can do. Oh! He's deflecting my bubbles. Goodbye. Oh, I love that. I love when you can knock enemies, get environmental kills. It's great in Overwatch. It's sometimes great in Tears of the Kingdom, except like if it happens to a Lionel, they don't drop their drops. But it's great when it happens to like a big what are they called? Bokoblin, the boss Bokoblins. And it's great in Spider-Man. That's like the way that I play Spider-Man. It's like you fight enemies on a rooftop and you don't actually punch them, you just try to kick them off the rooftop and it counts as an insta-kill. I definitely do that like exclusively to my detriment.
Patrick, you're here too? I thought it was just me and the anchovies.
It's just so much fun.
How did we get here?
We can talk about that later. What's important right now is getting you and the anchovies and my pineapple back to Bikini Bottom. Say, where are the anchovies?
That obnoxious shrimp rounded us up and made his jelly minions stick us to shipwrecks all over the lagoon. He said we're not pirate material. It isn't my fault I have a severe eye patch allergy.
Don't lose heart, Larry. We're going to rescue every Bikini Bottomite who's stuck here, or our names aren't SpongeBob and Patrick the pirate guys.
That's not a very fearsome pirate name.
We're working on it.
Thank you, SpongeBob. I'm going home to tan and pump.
Swing! Oh boy, let's see if they figured out how to do swing physics. How to swing. Right trigger. Boy, lots of buttons this game makes you press.
That swamp looks kind of eerie. Like the kind of place you'd find pirate ghosts.
Oh, whoa, that's like really fast. This feels... I would have to compare it. It's not that... Oh, the release. The release isn't great, but could be worse. It could be a worse swing. Anyway, the other project kind of idea, it's like been in my head forever, it's just not been possible to do, is with the chat GPT, free the anchovies 12. Okay, that's probably a side objective. So when they announced GPT-4, they were like, hey, it's multimodal now. It can take images as input. And the thing my mind immediately turned to was like, oh, well, you could use that to play a video game. Right? You could feed it a video game, you know, frame by frame, if need be. And be like, okay, what are you trying to do? What buttons should you press to achieve your goals? And, you know, just... do that repeatedly. Okay, maybe I do have to free all of the anchovies. Like, the sound of them is annoying, but it's like in a very intentional and kind of funny way, which I appreciate. Like that they keep talking during this cutscene. What? Seriously? Okay. Didn't really set me back at all, but that was just very silly. Ooh, destroy 1,000 tikis. Look at me go. Bop. Get bopped. Anyway, so like last week or whenever it was, they finally released the API, or like the preview version of the API for multimodal GPT-4, GPT-4 Vision, I believe is what they call it. And so I immediately went and wired it up to Pokemon Crystal. My original idea was like Tears of the Kingdom, you know, a game that requires like maybe a bit more thought, but also would, you know, is just kind of impractical, right? Because you would pretty much have to do it like, if not every frame, at least like every 10th of a second or something. And that would just be like so many API calls. And they're like not that expensive, but when you're doing thousands of them,
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you.
like you would have to play through a game like Tears of the Kingdom. It's like, oh, that adds up. Patrick, could you please? Okay. I see. I see how it is. Yeah, that would add up to a lot. So, but, you know, Pokemon Crystal, you know, being turn-based, you can just send it a screenshot, like...
So gooey.
You can ask it for its button presses, press those buttons, and then, like... you know, wait a second, you know, in case any animations or whatever play out. And then send it the next button press. You get the idea. It's a turn-based game, is the point. Oh, doubloons, that's what those things are. That makes sense. They did mention doubloons at some point. Wait, am I going the right way? Oh, I see. It's just warped me back to... I thought it... I misunderstood. It was warping me back to the entrance, and I just went through the the challenge again. Whatever, it was easy enough. Okay, are there more things to do here? I guess I can keep going that way. Well, I need to find the last two guys, and I think they were over there, where the quest marker is pointing me. So I'm gonna do that. I don't care what collectibles or anything might be over this way. Yeah, so I just wired up like a quick and dirty version of it. I made it into a Discord bot. Because for some reason that was like the first thing that came to mind is like, what is the best way to get output out of this system? That is like less effort than doing like a real-time sort of thing. And it's like, ah yes, a Discord bot. So I made a Discord bot, and it'll like, every turn it'll you know, think to itself. You know, that's the thing you're supposed to do with LLMs, is tell them to think step by step, right? So it'll think to itself, and it'll turn its thoughts into, you know, they also released the like OpenAI text-to-speech engines, the same thing they use in the ChatGPT app, I believe. So it is effectively the voice of ChatGPT. So we take its thoughts, we pump it through the TTS engine. And we take a bunch of screenshots. Well, okay, so we ask it to think to itself. We ask it to, you know, update its like internal memory. So it can be like stateful between turns. And then we ask it what buttons to press. Then we press those buttons in the game. We take a bunch of screenshots. After pressing each button, we post that all on Discord, and then, you know, that output becomes the input for the next iteration of the thing, and we give it like the context of like the last 3 turns or whatever, plus
These wrecks and hoisted his socks up their flagpoles, it would look like the Dutchman has a whole armada. Then everyone would know he's back.
SpongeBob, that's a pretty good plan, but flagpoles don't have any feet. How you gonna get the socks on them?
Very carefully, Patrick. Let's go.
Oh, that's really what we're doing. We're hoisting socks. Okay. I thought that was just a side conversation. Anyway, ChatGPT-V, GPT-4V, the vision model, whatever you want to call it, it has some limitations. And like, I knew this going in, that it wouldn't work super well. I'm kind of impressed at like the ways in which it does work and the ways at which it doesn't. It has a really good... It's really good at like looking at the screenshot, or even like a sequence of screenshots. That's what I thought might not work super well, is like giving it a sequence of screenshots and being like, okay, what's changed between these? Like, it's actually pretty good at that. Just like, what it'll do is it'll get itself stuck in a corner or whatever, but then it will look at the sequence of screenshots that I've given it, and it'll be like, oh, I've been pressing these buttons and nothing's been happening. I should try something different. And it's like, wow, that's pretty clever of it. Or, you know, some, like, one time it, like, accidentally talked to the town map. And it's like, it then said, it's like, oh, I seem to have accidentally opened up the town map instead of, you know, the thing I was actually trying to do. And it's like, it understands to some extent, you know, cause and effect. And, like, time. The concept of time. Sequences of events. So on and so forth. It's like, that's pretty cool. That's like actually kind of promising. As far as this idea of like, hey, can ChatGPT beat Pokemon Crystal? Unfortunately, one of the big limitations of the vision model is that it doesn't really understand spatial relationships. And this is something OpenAI themselves just straight up say in their documentation. You know, they have this whole list of like limitations. And that's one of them, is that it doesn't really, if you ask it, like, which object is on top of the other, or that sort of thing, it's not really good at answering that sort of question, which, unfortunately, that is one of the critical skills for playing video games, is understanding, spatial understanding spatial relationships between objects. So yeah, it's not very good at playing Pokemon, is my conclusion. I ran it actually not for that long in the grand scheme of things. I ran it for like 80 turns, or a turn could be like a sequence of button presses, right? Anyway, it got through the intro sequence, just mostly by virtue of the fact that you can do that just by spamming the A button. But then it got to, you know, the player's room. You know, the very first room in the game, where you have to go to the stairs and go downstairs and talk to your mother. And it understood that that was the objective. It was like very crystal clear that it's like, okay, I'm in the player's room at the start of the game. I need to find the stairs, go down the stairs, then talk to the mother. But it could not, for the life of it, figure out actually how to do that. It was the most frustrating thing to watch, and I did tweet about this as well. Because it would just get stuck doing the dumbest things, and like somehow get the notion that it thinks it's making progress when it's like actually not. And like it would understand at some points that it's doing the wrong thing, but then, and like it would understand that it should try to do something different, but then it just wouldn't. And so the thing that finally broke me, and the thing that I tweeted,
what are best friends for?
Was it was just like stuck in the corner of the room, and the narration, its internal thoughts were like, pressing down to leave the house. I just barely made that. Pressing down to leave the house doesn't seem to have been working. I should try something different. I should try pressing down repeatedly, followed by pressing down. It's like, God, it understands that it's doing something wrong. But then it's like, let me try something different by just doing the exact same thing again. Like, come on. Like, ah, man, I might actually go into OBS just so I can, like, capture Discord, so I can show you how obnoxious this is. It does mean I'll have to, like, pause the game for a hot second. Which is very silly to do in a video, in which I could, like, theoretically edit things, or I could even just, like, pause capturing in OBS, but I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to let you sit there. I am going to defeat this, like, enemy gauntlet first. But I'm going to make you sit there while I fiddle with OBS settings, just so I can show you some of the logs. But, like, yeah, I think it would be interesting to, like, make a live stream out of that. Like, people will watch the dumbest shit on YouTube live streams. I mean, people watch Twitch Plays Pokemon for God knows how many hours. And, okay, I died anyway. Love it. Love it. And, you know, YouTube... Ooh, I'm using the mouse. Look at that. Whoa, I'm going to get you motion sick. And YouTube keeps recommending me this, like, where is studio mode? Okay, I don't even have Discord open. Give me a hot second here. YouTube keeps recommending me this, like, shiny hunting live stream thing. Or it's just like a bot that's playing Pokemon. Is there a way to... Okay, whatever. That's good enough. Discord. I want to add. And, like, that thing's been going for months. And there's, like, last I checked, actually people watching it. Okay, Discord. ChatGPT plays Pokemon. Let me scale that up and scale this down and scale this. Hold on, scale this and then fade it in. Haha! Look at that. That's professional broadcasting right there. Yeah, so you can see, you scroll all the way up. Here's how it started. It's like,
looks like we just booted up Pokemon Crystal. Since we're at the title screen, I'll press A to start the game. Time to embark on a new Pokemon adventure.
And so, like, you can see it understands. It's like, oh, I'm at the title screen. It, like, looks at this screenshot. Actually, no, it was the screenshot before this. I don't have a screenshot of what it was looking at. But it was, like, looking at the title screen. It's like, I need to press A. And then here it's like...
We're at the main menu with the options New Game and Option. Since our goal is to start a new game, I'll select New Game by pressing A.
And so it's like, yeah, obviously this is very basic stuff. It's just pressing A repeatedly. But, like, it understands...
We're now prompted to choose whether we want to play as a boy or a girl. I'll select the boy character.
Yes, this is a screenshot. Yes, so far all it's doing is just pressing A repeatedly. But, you know, here's where it starts to lose the thread a bit. Where it's like, now we're at the screen where you can name the character. It's like, no, you aren't. I'll input a common name for the character, for which I'll select A to press the first letter, and then proceed to end the naming process by navigating to OK and pressing A again. And so then it presses A, down, 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 right, A. And it's like... It has nothing. It's not basing that on anything. It's just like, yeah, let me just press some buttons and see what happens. And so as you can see, nothing happened. Well, those A presses did something at least. Anyway, then it tries to set the clock and it gets confused. It finally does eventually actually get to the name selection screen, and it gets horribly confused here. It gets stuck here for a while. But it does eventually, like, yeah, it does successfully finally hit the end key. And then, you know, it just has to press A enough times. And then there, it's in the player's room now. And that's where it stays for the rest, for the entire rest of the thing. Here, let me see if I can find the one that I tweeted. Because it's just such a ridiculous thing for it to have said. I like this line from it. Where is it? I recall stairs can be tricky. It's like, yeah, no shit. Oh yeah, here it is.
All right. It looks like we're still on the top floor and haven't moved since the last input. It's possible that the repeated presses of down aren't registering as movement down the stairs. We need to try a different strategy to get downstairs. I'll attempt just one down press to see if we move down the stairs. If that's successful, I'll continue pressing down to approach and interact with our character's mother.
Like, it understands the problem. It's like, hey, I've been stuck here for ages. All I've been doing is pressing down repeatedly, and it hasn't been working. We need to try a different strategy. And then what the hell does it do? It presses down, 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 A. And what do you know? It does not move. Okay, so that's let me just close Discord. That's ChatGPT plays Pokemon. It's just so incredibly frustrating, and it makes like no progress for the dumbest reasons. And it's like, I feel like probably people would still watch it. But man, is it just so frustrating to watch. Now what I do think would be interesting and what like could work as a concept is if it was a YouTube live stream of ChatGPT with the vision model playing Pokemon by like looking at the screen, talking to itself, and then giving, you know, button presses. But we also fed it YouTube comments in real time. So like when everyone's, and even better if I didn't tell people that's what I was doing and they just had to figure it out themselves. And so when you're like, you can explicitly tell it, hey, dummy, you need to press up. You need to press up to get to the stairs. The stairs are above you. Press up. Like, I think it just got caught on the notion of, like, it understood it needed to go down the stairs. And then it was like, ah, yes, down. Let me press the down button and nothing else. Forever. And so if you had, like, humans interacting with it as well, to say, like, hey, okay. This part actually requires, like, some concentration to not just immediately die. But if you had humans there to tell it, like, hey, dummy, press the up button until you see the stairs, and then continue pressing up to go down the stairs, then, like, it might actually be able to make some progress. And, you know, it wouldn't just be this, like, super frustrating live stream of watching a, you know, monkey on a typewriter. I mean, that's the thing, is it is smarter than a monkey on a typewriter. I actually saw on Twitter there's apparently, like, a YouTube channel that's just, like, Pi plays Pokemon. Pokemon Sapphire, I think it is. So it's basically just completely random button inputs, seeing, you know, is that able to beat Pokemon? And it's like, in theory, ChatGPT should be able to do better, much better, than completely random button inputs. But it's just like the intentionality of its movements are not
That should cover my butt.
to the level that they should be. Anyway, as fun of a video or live stream or whatever it would be, idea as that is, it's all a moot point for now. Because the ChatGPT vision model API endpoint, whatever, is rate limited currently to 100 requests per day. And oh boy, let me tell you, it'll take a lot more than 100 requests per day to pull this off. There you go. I don't know if there's like some trick to bubbling those guys, if you gotta just like hit them at the right time. Probably. That would make sense. Are there more enemies?
Want a little taste, please?
Somewhere? Did I not? I've defeated all the enemies, right? I should be able to,
Is that pizza? Are you?
Oh, that's the thing from the SpongeBob. He said the thing from the SpongeBob. Isn't that great? Ooh, do. I think I can go up here. Ah, there's a guy. There we go. He was hiding. Sneaky. Very sneaky. Alright, so I am, at this point now, running out of things that I wanted to talk about. So, oh, that's definitely not the way to go. I cannot make that. Okay, well, let's circle back around. So probably once I complete this section, the pirate section, let me actually, change my costumes while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we can be underwear SpongeBob. Very stylish. Yeah, probably I will call it once we get through this part. Alright, you gotta go this way. But yeah, I mean, that's some of the video ideas I've been thinking about, slash half-heartedly working on. But yeah, you know, if you're expecting more high-quality Pokemon content or anything of the sort anytime soon, is there anything over here? Doesn't seem like it. Base. Ooh, oh, God.
What are best friends for?
Okay, at least put me somewhere sensible. Oh, okay, so I can go this way. Basically, don't expect any good content from me anytime soon. But hey, maybe once I finish Persona 5 Tactica, so a few years from now. I mean, I do tend to play Persona games pretty quickly, pretty thoroughly, it's the only thing I'm gonna do with my life once this video game is out.
This sure is your lucky day.
I knew it, but why?
Avast ye, before ye stands a notorious pirate captain, Pinzarosa. I need some saps, a crew, who can share me treasure. Wait, no, yeah, I meant treasure that time.
Oh boy, treasure!
Right! Well, you seem deserving and present. Now, to share me treasure, you'll first have to get it out of an old shipwreck. It ran off course and hit some rocks in the middle of the lagoon. Someone who was totally not me must have been holding the map upside down. Anyhow, I would get the treasure myself, but I'm far too rich to do a crewman's work.
Lucky day indeed, Patrick. With that treasure, we can prove we're real pirates.
Technically, you won't be, though. I can't be bothered with the bureaucracy of registering a new crew. Or paying for them.
Will we at least get real pirate names?
Sure, why not?
Then we're ready.
Bang the drum. How to glide. I know. I know how to glide. I could have figured out that thing boosts me without... Also, the fact that the drum doesn't... doesn't make a drum sound. What the heck? Oh, there's a swing. Ooh. Almost didn't swing. Whee! That's like slightly satisfying. Those zoomy boosty rings. Reminds me of Spider-Man 2 again with the wingsuit. This does not control as good as the wingsuit though. I can tell you that. Okay, is there anything worthwhile over there? Or is it just some collectible? I mean, whatever. I'll go explore. I'm a good gamer boy. That was a reference no one will get. An inside joke, if you will. From when I was... I think it was when, like, ChatGPT or GPT-4 first released. And I was trying to see if it was, like, better at writing, Because, like, GPT-3 is okay at writing poems, but it's not very good at writing acrostics, specifically, because it's like bad at spelling. But I wanted to see if GPT-4 would be slightly better at writing acrostic poems. So I had it write a poem about me, and I forget the exact context, so this is not going to be the best story in the world. But basically, like, one of the things it said about me was that, like, I'm a great gamer boy. Or something like that. It's like, yeah. Hell yeah. It understands me. At a spiritual level. I am a gamer boy.
Not goo.
A great gamer boy, even. Maybe I'll search Discord, see if I can find that poem. Ooh, jeez. That glide always feels super sketchy. It's like you just barely make it. Okay, I think I'm not gonna go for the, like, side path thing this time. That was not a worthwhile use of my time, but, like, oh god, what is this? Is this the way forward? Up here? Is it? Oh, there's something up there. Oh, is it just a golden spatula? I mean, that's not, like, my real objective, right? The golden spatula? Oh, no, it's find the treasure. That could be the treasure. Ah, but you have to jump over these things. Okay, it's not that bad.
Ooh, more jelly.
Oh, good. We get to keep going. Ah! Okay. This is just a lot of... Oh, come on. This better be the right way to go. I mean, I'd prefer it not be the right way to go, but I don't see anywhere else to go, so this better be the right way to go. Because I'm going there. I was like, why can't it checkpoint you on that platform? Why does it make you go all the way back? This is just a lot of platforms to jump in sequence, and it's like, each one individually is not that hard. We're just doing them all in sequence. Oh, man. Ah, God. Can we talk about the final level in Mario Wonder, or is that too much of a spoiler? With the game being that new. Probably can't talk about it in detail, but... It's, I beat it. Without, like, respawning or anything. Because I'm a great gamer boy. But man, if you want to talk about things that are easy in isolation, but then having to do a bunch of them in a row without failing. I mean, that's the last level of a lot of Mario games is like that. Honestly, the Wonder one is easier because it at least has checkpoints. But man, some parts of that, the fire bar part especially, is just like... see, if I was like a really stylish speedrunner, you could just like jump straight across those without... Whoop! Oh, God. What if I stopped playing this game, like, right now? Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be just wonderful? It's like, there's a glowy thing up there, right? And my objective is collect the treasure, find the treasure. And like, it could just be a golden spatula or whatever collectible. That's like not actually... Can I make that jump? Do I dare try? Oh. It's a golden spatula. That was not the treasure I came here for. Okay. That way? quest marker. Sea shanty. Oh, it's her, not. Oh, I can talk to her. Wow.
She's pretty.
Pardon me, miss. Why so glum?
Because I like totally lost my joy, and without it I can't
Like
see.
totally?
Which is like totally not cool for mermaids and stuff.
Maybe it's in your fridge. Whenever I need joy, I can always find it in my fridge.
The last time I had my joy was like when I was like dancing with my girlfriends, but they're not like here, and even if they like were, there's no music.
But music is everywhere. All you need are some instruments in your hands and a little rhythm in your heart.
SpongeBob, let's make some music. Then maybe we could go on a dance date.
Sure, like
I don't remember Patrick being this horny.
myself I'd never date a balloon again. Also, I'm like way more into dating pirates now anyway.
What about balloon pirates?
Come on, Patrick. I'll bet we can find some stuff floating around that we can use as instruments. Then we can serve up some music.
I don't get it.
Make music.
Oops, sorry.
Okay. How do I reset it? Do I have to talk to her again?
Wish I was like
Okay. Let's remember this. Orange, orange, blue, red, green. What? Ta-da.
you helped me, even though this was like totally not your problem. To show my gratitude, I will grant
Ooh,
you
a wish.
a wish or whatever.
I wish that SpongeBob and I could reach the treasure on the grounded ship so we could become like, you know, like totally date-worthy pirates.
Like, have a safe flight, my melodic friends.
That's all she did, is just raise the things.
So gooey.
This constant air travel seems a little unsafe.
Okay. Progress. Ooh. I was expecting like a fade out Lodi type of thing, but that's actually kind of cool. Just flying straight over here. Ooh, this will be if I press the correct button. Oh my goodness. I forgot to glide. So I ended up too low. Dude. Oh, it like put me here anyway. See, now it's getting generous with the checkpoints, but it wasn't earlier. Oh, that looks like treasure. Didn't think it would go that far down.
Look at me go!
There we go. Beautiful. Oh, he's put his pirate costume back on. Return the treasure. Easy enough.
I like it because it's squishy. Swing me!
Huh, this one's long.
Pirate uses these cannons.
That was fun.
Shiver me timbers! You're alive? I mean, Welcome back! You truly earned your pirate names. From now on, you shall call yourselves, I don't know, whatever you can think of.
Hey, you never said there'd be thinking involved.
Yeah, no fair.
I have a mermaid to impress, so you better make good on your promise.
Come about with that volume, me air-headed lad, before you alert the Lagoon Guard. They're a ruthless bunch who'll stop at nothing to get their fins on me treasure. So, of course you'll be compensated for all your thinking with this...
What is this sound that's happening in my right ear?
Content not included.
Wow, the chest is the best part! Anything you put in a treasure chest becomes treasure. I should let Gary sleep in there.
Okay, fine. But I still want a cool...
I hope I'm not, like, too stereo. So I do have the mic set to stereo, and I'm, like, kind of off to the side of it a bit. I hope that's not been bothering you this entire time. That I'm weirdly stereo. Head to the port.
What flavor do you think it is? It's pretty nice of that prawn guy to blast open the doors for us. That could have been way harder.
This is where I'm going, right? Okay, yeah. Oh, continue hoisting sucks. Love it. There's more things to do. I love how this game just always has things to do. Yeah, I definitely, Am I supposed to go this way? Am I like going the long way around here? Is that what's happening? Okay, yeah, that's what it looks like.
Ooh, the miracle of monster birth.
No one said I have to fight those guys. Okay, maybe I have to fight these guys. Oh, jeez.
But I will certainly make you try.
Okay, just had to fight those guys. Okay, one more sock, and then it's the end of the level, right? Think of the poor Let's Players who have officially run out of things that they were going to talk about. They're now just silently playing SpongeBob.
I just want a little taste.
Show some sympathy for us. And make the level slightly shorter.
These dusty old cannons.
Come on. Oh my. Ow. Oh, seriously? It's put me here? Oh, joy. I love it. Like, sometimes it'll be so generous with the checkpoints, and then other times it's just like, nah. What? I hit the wrong... I hit the wrong button. Oh, but now it checkpoints me here. What the heck? How does it decide? I guess because I didn't die, I just fell in the goo. That's like a different... I guess.
You off his pants.
Okay, no one said I have to fight those guys. That's the secret of most video games. Not maybe most. A lot of video games. Is that you can just run past the enemies. No one says you have to fight them. And a lot of times it is much easier to just... Oh my goodness. That was a sputtering if I've ever heard. Okay, remember what I said about it being a lot easier to run past the enemies. Well, the end result is that you have more enemies. One game where that's not true is Tunic. Because like most games, you know, the enemies will like follow the player, right? But then they'll give up eventually. So you can like run away from them. The enemies in Tunic will just hunt you down. They will never give up chasing you. And they will go like way far away from their spawn point to do it. I mean, you can still get away with get away from them because they can't like climb ladders and stuff, but if you let an enemy see you, they are not going to stop chasing you in Tunic. Okay, this guy I think I do have to kill because there's like a flag they have to raise. But again, if I just stand up here, he can't reach me. Aggro him. Oh, look at him. Look at him fidget. Oh, he just gives up on life. Yeah, man. I see, like, you should be able to hit him there. I don't... Like, he's, like, kinda stunned. I mean, he's not, like, swirly star stunned like that, but... Yeah, man, this game... It's not terrible, it just doesn't do a lot of things well. Which, you know, Battle for Bikini Bottom did? And, you know, I was going into this wondering, like, is Battle for Bikini Bottom actually good? Or, you know, am I just looking at it with nostalgia goggles? Look for the pineapple. Yes. That is my end goal here, is to get the pineapple. So, if that is now my direct objective as well. Yeah, it's like, am I just looking at Battle for Bikini Bottom with rose-tinted glasses because I've got nostalgia for it? Or is it, like, actually a pretty good game in its own right? And it's like, okay, seeing this... Well, part of... Because going into this, I was like, oh, is this just gonna be like Battle for Bikini Bottom, but without the nostalgia factor of Battle for Bikini Bottom, and it's gonna, like, make me realize, like, oh, Battle for Bikini Bottom actually wasn't a great game all this time. The, you know, the reviewers of the remake were onto something. Oh, do it. Oh, that's just a doubloon that I'm heading towards. I might just need to kill these enemies. That would make sense. Hey, come stand near this. Ah, I didn't hurt him.
No?
Those cannon shots should hurt them as well, in my opinion. Yeah, compared to this game, just seeing like all the like specific things that Battle for Bikini Bottom does better. It's like, okay, yeah. You know, it might not be perfect by like modern game standards, or if you're holding it up to the standards of like a 3D Mario or whatever, it's like, yeah, whatever. But seeing this in comparison, it's like, okay. Yeah, Battle for Bikini Bottom's pretty good. Well, the other thing that made me a bit disillusioned about Battle for Bikini Bottom is, like, playing the remake, all the parts that I remember playing as a kid, I loved. I was like, wow, this is just like it was when I was a kid. It's great. But then the, like, one part of Battle for Bikini Bottom that I didn't play as a kid was the Kelp Forest segment. And so playing that when I was doing the Let's Play of the remake, and it's like, oh, this kind of sucks. This is bad. Was the rest of the game actually this bad? Or is it just the Kelp Forest that's bad? I've come to think that it's probably just the Kelp Forest that's bad. Like that one specific, the middle part of Kelp Forest. The end part with the slide, like that's actually a pretty good reward for getting through the bad part. But man, that middle part.
How did you get here?
There's another sock I have to hoist.
Magical bubbles, reckless wishing, tearing apart the very fabric of space and time. I won't bore you with the details. Just know that we are here to set things straight.
Oh, good. These restraints are so tight, I can't feel my leg anymore.
I think your leg will be okay, as long as you stay away from termites.
My leg!
It's the guy who says the thing from the SpongeBob. He said the thing. I remember reading that they like made a whole episode about that guy. It's like, I kind of like that, but it's also like missing the point almost of it, him being just a background joke. I don't know. I don't really have any strong opinions on the my leg guy. Come on. Come on. Do the thing. Do the thing! Yes, I should be able to hit him there. Surely. It's like he hit his thing, he's stuck in the ground, hit him. But if you do it like slightly too late, that he's now like in the animation of picking it up, but he's still on the ground, it's like completely tied to the animation state and not like his progress. You know, it's tied to the state machine, but in a bad way. Like, it should still count if you're hitting him during the transition part of the animation. Like, obviously, like, that's not just me complaining about being bad at the game. That's just, like, the game not using animations well. This part's really fun, too. You get to press the X button repeatedly. Joke's on them, though. I'm pressing the square button.
Ooh, more jelly!
Okay, come on. I've got to be close. Now. Okay, cutscene. Let's go.
Are you real pirates yet?
Well, we do have a real treasure chest.
The Dutchman's sock treasure!
The finest pirate I ever knew went by Jeff. So you can be, oh, I don't know, square one.
That's not fair. I wanted to be square one.
Well, you can be
square two.
Sure, whatever. Oh, Battleshock, how I missed you. All right, you're part of my crew now. It'll be grueling, mind-numbing, and repetitive. Cleaning a litter box.
Just like...
Square one.
I mean, whatever. This game's not repetitive, at least. That would be Plankton's Robotic Revenge. Is the repetitive.
And fire the huge cannon. That should signal me old crew to join us and revel in the destruction of... the downfall of... Dismissal? The dismissal of Admiral Prawn!
Okay, let's go. Mamma mia. Wahoo. I'm gonna speed run this part.
Boom appetit!
Oh. I say speed run. Where are we going? Where are we going next?
Get you!
Was I supposed to have done something on this ship? Okay, down I go. Is there something to do on this ship? Or am I supposed to go this way? Yeah, it seems more like it.
No more chafing.
Ah, okay. And now that's opened up things on the other path. Okay, understood. Video games. Got it. Oh, you know what else is a very good video game? That didn't come out recently, but oh no, am I gonna have enough fight? Yes. Rhythm Doctor is an excellent video game. And they just recently released Act 5, which is like 3 levels long, you know, it's not a very major update, which is why I probably wasn't thinking about it in the, like, list of really good games that came out this year. But hey, that's a really good part of a video game that came out this year. I think, you know, especially if you're, like, craving some Rhythm Heaven. I mean, obviously, even if you haven't played Rhythm Heaven at all, ever, well, you should play Rhythm Heaven then. But, you know, oh, that just reminded, I was just reminded of the fact that there is no longer a way to purchase Rhythm Heaven Gold, in the US at least, because it was an eShop only 3DS game. It got a physical release in Japan, and maybe like Europe, but not in the US. So if you have a North American 3DS, there is no legal way for you to purchase and play Rhythm Heaven Gold. The best Rhythm Heaven game. You know, because it's the compilation of all the best ones. Not all the best ones. Some things I'm sour about being missing. But,
Taking back this ship, Prawn. And my pineapple.
What's the matter, Rectangle Boy? Pining for something special? I will make you walk the plank.
The only thing I will be walking is the road of friendship, and that road leads right to Victory Town, so bring it on.
so therefore, you are in fact morally obligated to mod your 3DS.
The Krusty Krab pizza is a pizza for you and me.
Man, that just makes me upset. Like, at least, you know, like 3D All-Stars, the other thing Nintendo stopped selling, is at least a physical version of that. You know, you can buy it used on eBay or whatever. But have I been saying Rhythm Heaven Gold? Like WarioWare Gold? Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix? Have I'm gonna have to check the tape now, see if I was saying Rhythm Heaven Gold this entire time. I feel like I was. That's not a video game. WarioWare Gold is a video game, and Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix is... oh, goody. See, I feel like also Battle for Bikini Bottom didn't have as many, like, fight a bunch of waves of enemies like this. Like, it was kind of notable in, you know, like Squidward's dream. Well, no, not Squidward's dream. Mr. Krabs' dream. Whoever's dream it was. Where you had to, like, fight a bunch of enemies. And, like, it was, like, genuinely hard. And, like, that was a notable exception that proves the rule, if you will. People got mad at me. Not many people, thankfully, but a few people got mad at me in the Red Redux video for misusing the term exception that proves the rule. It's like, no, I do know what that means. I was using it correctly. It's the exception that proves the rule is the thing that is notable by virtue of the fact that it is an exception, thus proving that there is a rule. Like, the way people misuse exception to prove the rule is like when they have some like counter evidence to the point, to the claim that they're trying to make, and they're like, oh, that's just the exception that proves the rule. It's like, no, that's not what that means. Yes, it's the stupid animation thing again. These guys are just, like, not fun to fight. You know? Oh. Hey! That counted as the boss fight, though. Sounds like, judging by the fact that I just got an achievement. Bop. Fire the big cannon. Look for the pineapple. Checked.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe! Get your shrimp by the toe and crush him! Ahem. Fine, no pushing.
Aw, home sweet pineapple. Let's get you back to Bikini Bottom, huh? Next stop, 124 Conch Street. Phew! My beautiful home is back. Home sweet pineapple. But it isn't home without Gary. Patrick, we have to find him.
What are you doing, Plankton? Get your chum off me buns!
Sounds like Plankton and Mr. Krabs are getting along great.
Maybe I should check on him, just in case.
Nope, I don't think we will. I think that's where we're gonna call it here on SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake. So it's an interesting game. I especially like just like all the video settings and stuff. Like, this game has an FPS limiter. You can change the field of view. Yeah, obviously it's got like graphics settings and stuff. You can set it to like 50% render scale if you want it to look like garbage, which I do. And like I set the game to windowed mode so I could play it in ultra wide like this, and I was like looking at the settings. It's like, well, I've set it to windowed mode, but it doesn't let me, you know, change the resolution here. Then I realized it's like, oh, you can just, you know, like tab out of the game and just resize. Oh, wait, hold on. Got it. It keeps like giving the game focus again. Maybe I have to be paused. Yeah, you can just kind of resize the game window and play it at whatever aspect ratio you want. So I could have been playing like this the entire time. Like, I remember doing the Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated Let's Play and discovering that, like, oh, there's a console command that lets you set the FOV stupidly high. But here it's just an option built into the game. Let's see, how can we make it even stupidly wider. What if I stretch it across both monitors? I'm not sure if OBS will even capture that properly. It can. What does that look like? Well, there you go. There's your video game.
Listen, I love Halloween as much as the next guy, but isn't this a little...
Put that jelly in my belly.
Anyway, this hurts to look at. But that's been SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake. I don't think I will be returning to this anytime soon, at least. So this will have been a let's try video instead of a let's play. But if you stuck around this time, I hope all this time. I hope you're not too upset about that. And if you have stuck around this long, thanks for watching. I hope to release some good content someday. Just don't expect it anytime particularly soon. Let's say that. Okay. This is the downside of making this an ultra wide video. I can't put end cards at the end or anything. At last I checked, YouTube still doesn't support that. So we're just gonna fade to black here. Check out some of my good video content if you somehow are here and have not done that. You can follow me on Twitter, so long as that's a website that still exists. Ooh, doing this with the mouse, you can go, ooh, let's really get people motion sick. See, it's worse for me because it's like spread across both screens. And it's like actually super big. On your screen, it's just smaller. Okay, I'm gonna fade to black. Thanks for watching. See ya later.